Everybody wants a six-figure job. Everybody wants a job that is flexible. I mean, I'm in Dubai and I'm working freelancing, or I'm doing my remote job from anywhere in the world. I can go on vacation anytime I want. I can start to work anytime I want. There are so many things that if I should ask everybody today, what kind of job are you looking for? Everybody has a spec. Everybody has, some specifications towards the kind of job you're looking for. And I would say that's the same thing with myself too. Do you understand? And when I was looking at transitioning into the tech space, those are the things I actually considered. I wanted a career where, for me, anyways, I didn't want to interact so much with people. Okay, and I'll share a bit about myself with when I'm talking about my background, my experience, and everything. But one critical thing that I was looking for was a career where I didn't have to talk to too much people. And I was working as a management consultant back in Lagos at the time. And I will tell you that, that was what fueled my interest in the tech space, at least one career path that I personally focused on. So everybody has a desire of a particular career that you want to get into. Am I correct? Give me a thumbs up if I'm correct. You have a desire, you have something that you're looking out for. Yeah, all right. Okay, I can see Judith. Okay, yeah, fantastic. You have that desire for that career path. There's something that you're looking out for. But now something is hindering it. Something is making it not as achievable as you think it should be. You've probably tried and you find it difficult to get it started. But that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's session. And I'm telling you, the next 1 hour, you are going to be learning a lot of things that you can actually take into actions today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. I mean, next month is a couple of days, but something you can start to use today. All right, and that's what we're going to be discussing. Okay, so I'm excited. I am totally excited to have you guys on board. I'm going to go ahead to share my screen now, and then we can get started. So, but before I start sharing my screen, where are you guys joining from? I want to know. Put it in the comment. I would like to know where you are joining the session from today. Where are you joining today's session? Put it in the comment. Let's go. I need energy, guys. Energy, energy, energy. If you're lying down on your bed, I want you to sit upright. Sit up. Sit up. Okay? Don't lie down. Sit up. Okay? All right. I can see guys from the UK. My guys in the UK are here. All right. UK, Wales, UK, Ghana. Okay. Lagos, Sheffield, UK. We have quite a number of people from the UK. That's good. All right. UK. My UK, that's good. All right. Good to have you guys on board. I lived and worked in the UK for about going on 3 years before I moved to Canada. So I'm currently based in Canada and I'm having a session here in Canada. All right. All right, let's jump straight into it. We're going to be talking about key things. Like I said, what you're going to be learning today is something that you can actually start to implement today, not tomorrow. You can actually start this night. In the UK now, this should be around 7 p.m. All right, you can start implementing it right now, not tomorrow, not next week. You can implement it this evening. So I'm just going to take the next 1 hour of your time today for you to see the things you can actually implement in your life, in your career, in today's session. So we're going to be discussing tech hiring secrets. Okay, it's secrets because some things you probably know already, but it's just that you don't know how to do it. Okay, or you don't know how to achieve it. So it seems like somebody is gatekeeping information. You might know these things I'm going to talk about today. Some of them you might know it. Some of the other things you might not know it. But exactly, we're going to fuse everything together to ensure you can actually implement these things in your career. Now, we're going to be discussing, the key thing we're going to be discussing today is what recruiters want. Okay? What recruiters want from you before giving you the job. All right? It seems very cliche, okay, in the sense that we all know what recruiters are looking for. But, when you now drill it in to figure out, some people will get to first level interviews. Now, we have like different categories of people, all right? And I'm pretty sure some of you will fall into different buckets of these professionals. Now, the first category of people were people that would apply for jobs and not even get any response and get rejection emails. That's one set of people. And you're wondering, why am I getting a lot of rejection emails? Guess what? We're going to discuss that also in today's session. So if today you have applied for like 20, 50 jobs, 100 jobs, and out of that 100 jobs, you're getting rejection, your email box is full of rejection emails, We're going to address that in today's session on why you're getting those rejection emails. Number one. Number two, professionals that would actually probably out of the 100 that you apply to, 5 organizations reached out to you to say that we'd like to interview you. But you figure out that even from the first phone call conversation with HR, what has happened? Nobody reaches out to you again. Okay? Conversation just stops at the first level of contact. Nobody reaches out to you again. All right? There's a reason why they're not reaching out to you. And we're going to discuss that in today's session. Now, the third set of people, again, you pass the first level, but you never pass the second level. Why are you passing the first, but you do never scale through the second? So technically, the second level is usually the technical stage, okay? Majority of the roles you're going to be applied to is a technical stage. Either they give you a business case, or they give you a code-based assessment, or they give you some kind of task for you to perform. But you find out that you perform the task to the best of your capacity, but what happens? You never scale past the second level. So we have the third level is, and the challenges keeps going on. The final level essentially is the one where you have to talk to the CEO or the person leading the organization or the partner or whatever the case might be. Now that is culture fit. That person is not assessing your technical knowledge. He's not looking at your experience. He's not looking at anything. The person is just looking at your culture fit. Okay, can I have a conversation with this person if this person start working in this organization? And this person work with this kind of colleague if the person comes in? So these are the things we're going to be talking about today. Who is excited to learn about all these things? Give me a thumbs up if you're excited to learn about all these things we're going to be talking about in today's session. I can only see 2 people giving me thumbs up. Are we not excited? I can only see 3, 4 people now, 5 people. Okay, fantastic. I can see more people now giving me thumbs up. That's good. All right. I want today's session to be very interactive because I don't want it to look like I'm the one talking and you're listening, you're laying down on your bed, or you're driving your car, you're getting distracted. I want you to listen to me because you can actually implement this thing today. All right. So let's jump straight into the session. All right. What is Amdari? Who are we? Pretty sure if you're hearing this is your first ever session from Amdari, put a 1 in the chat. If this is your first ever session, you're joining us for the first time in the chat, I want you to put a number 1 in the chat. I want you to put a number 1 in the chat. If this is the first time you're joining us, this is the first ever session you're going to be joining us, put a number 1 in the chat. All right, I can see newcomers in the house. Newcomers in the house, I want you to just look to the top left corner of your screen. Okay, top left corner of the screen, you would see Ozichi. Ozichi is waving at you, so please kindly follow her. In the front of the class, we have dedicated seats for you to, for us to meet you and know you better. All right, please follow Ozichi to the front of the row, front of the classroom. Anyways, I'm just messing with you, but I'm excited for you guys to be here. I'm happy for you to be here, and I'm pretty sure in the next 1 hour, you're going to be learning something you probably don't know before, and you can start to implement in your career and in you transitioning. All right, but now let's talk about Amdari for the newcomers, people that are seeing us for the first time. Amdari is a platform that guarantees you work experience. It's very simple, straight to the point, okay? Nail to the head, okay? A platform that guarantees you work experience. Now, especially guys that are in the UK, I see a lot of guys from the UK here. If you're applying for a job today, you categorically know that majority of these roles require you to have work experience, correct? Now, the key question is, where do they expect you to get this work experience? You just finished the master's program in data science, in computer science, in data analytics, in business analytics, in whatever course you've done, or you've done an undergrad, all right? And you're trying to apply for a job today. And the next thing is you need experience to get a job. You need 2 years experience to get a job, and you're looking at the job description and you're wondering, I just finished my master's, I just finished my degree. How am I supposed to get 2 years of experience in order for me to apply for this job? Guess what? There is a solution to this, all right? And the solution is Amdari. Amdari is a platform that allows you to gain practical, hands-on industry experience that guarantees you the job in the tech space, all right? And this was born out of, necessity, okay? When I'm talking about necessity, you need this. I needed this. If I had this in my own time, I probably would have gotten a job faster than I wanted. Okay. And I'm going to share my own story a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit in today's session. So we focus on 7 career paths. Okay. It's likely going to increase in the future. But for today, we're focusing on 7 distinct career paths: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, cybersecurity. And that cybersecurity, we focus on 3 critical areas. Security and Operations Center and threat intelligence is number 1. Number 2, we have governance, risk, and compliance. Number 3 is ethical hacking and penetration testing. And this is amazing, don't you think so? Absolutely amazing. So now these are the 7 careers that we focus on, where we guarantee you work experience that you can use in getting a job. Now, how do we guarantee you this work experience? Oh, come to it. Let's put a pin. Let's put a pin to that. Let's put a pin to that. We'll come back to it, okay? So let's jump forward. What are we doing today? What are we discussing today? Like I said, the next 1 hour, okay, we're going to be, I'm not going to do 1 hour, maybe ridiculous an hour, 30 minutes, just because of question and answers and all that. Okay, Tech Area Secret, we're going to be discussing what recruiters want from you before giving you the job. That's the first thing. The second thing we're going to discuss is your pathway to becoming a tech professional and securing a job. How many of us want a job today? How many of us are looking to get a juicy offer, a very good job? How many of us are looking forward to a thumbs up? Okay, fantastic. I can see the guys that need a job. So all of you that raise up your hand, that give me a thumbs up. I've taken down your names, and I'm going to be assisting you personally to getting a job. I know more people will raise up their hand and give me a thumbs up. I know more people are going to do that. All right, but anyways, I was just putting your legs to see the people that would. All right. The third thing we're going to be discussing in today's session is Amdari work experience internship. Okay. And last but not the least, we have a special IWD offer for you. Special offer for special people. Special offer for special people. So if you're a special person, wait till the end of the session. We have a special offer for you. Okay. So just wait till the end of the session. You'll get that at the end. All right. So these are the 4 distinct things we're going to be talking about in today's session. All right. So that's that. Now, who is this person? Who is this guy? Who is this guy that is talking to you today? All right. What gives me the yardstick to talk to you about what recruiters want? All right. My first degree was in economics. So I studied economics in university, Leeds City University, Ibadan, Nigeria. So from there, got my first ever job was working as a management consultant in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and I did that for about 4 years. Before that desire of me working, I just wanted to work on my system. I didn't want to interact with people. As a consultant, you are in client side, you're talking to different clients, understand their problem, solve their problem, come up with research papers, proposals, and so I felt it was overwhelming that 4 years where I got to work with people and all that. It was fun, but it wasn't so much fun also. All right. So I wanted a career where I just wanted to be on my system. I wanted to just be doing something on the system. What I was doing, I honestly don't know, but I just wanted that kind of career where I didn't have to interact so much with people. So I started doing research. I saw the tech space. Tech was just a new buzzword, back then. And I started making research, and data was what caught my fancy at the time. So I started learning. Eventually, I was able to, relocate, and I got my first job working as a business intelligence developer. So you see, the stage of learning and getting my first job, it took me 2 years. And I say this every single time, okay? It took me 2 years to get my first job. So coming from consulting, I wanted to transition into my first data role. It took me solid 2 years, 2 years and some months actually, all right, in order for me to get this first job. All right. And what was the major issue I was facing? I did not know what recruiters needed. Okay. So you see, a lot of us today are looking to get in a job. But guess what? You don't know what recruiters are looking for. You actually don't know. Like, if you know exactly what recruiters are looking for, getting a job is as simple as ABC. And we're going to be discussing it today. So my failures, okay, in the sense that what made me fail, 2 years of failure is what I'm cramping into an hour session so that you can also learn from me. Okay, and that's exactly why I'm saying you need to listen, because this is something other people would likely pay for. Okay, and you're getting it for free. It's literally free. Okay, and you can start to use it today. We're going to be discussing it. So I've worked in different capacity. I've worked as a data analyst. I've worked as a data scientist. I've worked as a data engineer. I've worked as a business systems analyst. I've worked in the capacity of a power platform engineer. I've done quite a number of things in my experience. In the last decade, I've done several roles. Okay, but the one I find the most fulfilling is the fact that I have built two startups that have helped over 2,500 people, professionals globally, transition into the tech space. So in the last 5 years of going on 5 years now, I have helped thousands of professionals transition into the tech space through the platforms that I co-founded. Okay, so Andari is one of them. Okay, the other one also you get to learn about it as we go on. So I've trained, I've helped, I've mentored, I've helped people transition, and that's, I would say, is the most fulfilling aspect of what I have done across implementing, designing data pipelines, designing data architecture for different companies across the world. This is the one I find the most fulfilling, and that's why I find joy, doing this kind of sessions and interacting with beginners like you. All right. So now let's move on. Before we explore what recruiters want from you, before we exploit, before we even go into asking a critical question, what recruiters want from you, please just give me a second, just 1 second, please. All right, so sorry about that. So before we explore what recruiters want from you, all right, let's explore why people struggle. I think that's the most important thing. Why are you struggling at the moment? Why do you find it difficult to get a good job or high-paying job? Let's talk about that first, because the moment you know the root cause of the problem is about 80% solved already. Over 80% solved. All right. The moment you know why you're struggling at the moment, and I'll paint it out for you so you see it by yourself, 80% of the problem is solved already. Now let's go. Now the critical statistics. I also relocated. I relocated to Ireland. The first time I was jackpine, okay, like people would say. The first time I ever relocated was I relocated to Ireland, okay, and that's after from Ireland, I moved to the UK. From the UK, currently I'm based in Canada. So I've worked in majority of the countries where most African immigrants are relocating to. So I've worked in Ireland, I've worked in the UK, I've worked in Canada. I've also worked for businesses in the US and some other countries in South America, North America, and also, across Europe also. All right. Now, the crazy statistics here is over 80% of people struggle to get a job abroad. Over 80%. So you see the few 20% that actually get it done, it's not because they have two heads, okay? It's not because they have two heads. It's because of some things that we're going to discuss in today's session. But now, 80% is a very big chunk. And you see, when you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram. Instagram is like the number one place I usually say. If you go on Instagram, you see a lot of people. Oh, I just got to the UK. It's difficult for me to get a job in the UK. They are this, they are that. Is this, is that. It's tough. Everybody says a lot. Negative words actually travel faster than positive. You see those 20% that are getting jobs. I know on Instagram talking about how difficult it is for them to get a job, how this and that, how they're able to get a job 2 months, 3 months of landing into the country. Some of them are getting jobs before they even got into the country. Nobody really hears about that. But you see these 80% of people that are struggling to get a job are the ones that are the loud ones that go on Twitter, go on Instagram, TikTok, and talk about all the experience. I applied for 100 jobs, I got 100 rejection emails. Why? You never know. But most of them have concluded to the fact that the reason why they're getting rejection is because, number one, they don't have work experience. Number two, majority of these roles want you to be white or want you to have some particular kind of accent in order for you to get a job. And everybody comes up with different rationale to why they're not getting a job. But now I'm going to be discussing with you because I've worked with thousands of professionals. I'm going to be exploring the key things. And even me personally, when I relocated to, I found it difficult to get a job because of the perception I've heard. Okay, when you get into the country, you need to start from the bottom. You need to grow, start from somewhere small, get a job in a warehouse, get a job in the care space, get a job this, get a job that. Survival jobs. Survival jobs now becomes the normal job over the years. Okay, so it's called survival job for a reason. You do it for the first 1, maximum 2 years of you being there, but what's next after that? People don't know. But exactly what we're going to be exploring today. Over 80% of people struggle to get jobs abroad. Now, number one reason, okay, as to why this particular thing happens or why this particular thing happens is over reliance on degrees and certificates. That's the first thing. Okay. I just finished my master's in data science. Okay. So anytime a recruiter or I'm applying for a job, that's the first thing I'm going to show the recruiter or the employer. I just finished my master's, or I'm about wrapping up my master's in business analytics. Okay. I graduated distinctions in business analytics and computer science. We would explore what recruiters actually want to see. Is that what they want to see? Absolutely not. And in order for me to break this down better for you to understand why degrees and certificates are almost dead, I will say the word almost because if we're looking at the tech space, okay, it's almost dead. And I will paint it out for you in clear terms, okay? So today, something happens in your house. Let's say a pipe in the kitchen, your kitchen faucet, something happens and it got damaged in a way and it keeps leaking water and water is just wasting in your kitchen. So you need a plumber, correct? You need a plumber to come in to fix that tap for you, okay? So now you have two options. Number one is your neighbor, okay, has been talking to you that, oh, I just graduated from a plumbing school, okay, somewhere in London, one of the best plumbing school in the whole of the United Kingdom. Have you worked with anybody before? Nah, bro, I've not done that before. I've not done that. I usually just play with taps in school. Whenever we go to school, they give us like small practicals for us to work on and so on and so forth. But I've not really done much. But I just graduated and I'm looking for that. I'm looking for experience. So I want to use your tap as a point of experience. Now the second person that you have, okay, did not go to any plumbing school, no plumbing school, nothing. The second person is telling you that, okay, I have been helping your neighbors. Literally, your neighbor down the road, Mr. Kenneth, I worked on his bathtub and I fixed his bathtub. You see Janet, your neighbor to the other, oh yeah, Janet, oh, I fixed the hot tub. I was the one that fixed the hot tub. The other customer, Uche, I was the one that worked on their shower. So in the space of 5 minutes, I've given you about three to five scenarios of where they've actually done it before. They didn't graduate from any school. No school, no nothing, no degree, no nothing. You don't even care about if the person even has an undergraduate or a secondary school certificate, nothing. Who would you hire? Plumber A that has a certificate but has no work experience, okay? Or plumber B that has practical experience that they can show you how they've done it and why they did it and how they were able to fix it. Who would you go with? Who would you allow to work on that particular project that you have? Who would you choose for you to work with? So I can see some answers already. I want you to drop plumber A or plumber B. Which one would you work with? So I would have said plumber. Let me just use plumber because we're all Africans. The majority of us are Africans. I can see the names. Plumber. Which of the plumber would you use? Let's use plumber. So you have plumber A, plumber B. Which of them would you use? Okay. I can see a lot of people saying plumber B. Like it's correct. You in like down deep down your colleague that your neighbor that is I just finished from a school. You would likely not give that person the project. You would most likely not give the person the project. Or you have a party you're going to, and you have Taylor A that just finished from a sewing school, sewing academy, all right, and as best graduating student from the sewing academy. And you have another person that has sewn for different set of people, all right, sewn for your friends, sewn for you. Person has an Instagram account that shows you all the things they've done. Who would you go with? You'll go with the Taylor B. The person has experience. So the key question here is, why are you still chasing degrees and certificates? Well, that's the first question. Now let's move on. Okay, you need experience. So you see, a lot of people think that they need country-specific experience in order for them to get a job. So if you're in Ireland, for example, you feel like you need Irish experience in order for you to get a job. We have a lot of guys in the UK here. So majority of you guys feel like you need UK experience in order for you to get a job. Now, in order for me to wrap this up, so you understand where I'm coming from. Now, let's take a project manager, okay, or a business analyst. Let's use a project manager, okay? In Nigeria or in Ghana, where you're coming from, okay, you did some kind of projects, okay. Let's say you handled the project in your office or your workspace or whatever you did back there in Nigeria, okay, and you implemented some things. You created a budget for the project. You created a budget for the project. You're able to manage different stakeholders in that particular project, and eventually the project was a success, okay. Now you relocated to Canada or UK, all right. That experience, majority of you just discount that experience because it's in Nigeria, it's not in UK. All right, so that experience I did in Nigeria is useless. I mean, it's not something that I can discuss here in the UK. UK is a bigger place, it's a more developed country. So those things I did in the past are sort of useless now. So I need to look for UK experience, okay, in order for me to get a job. All right. Meanwhile, that experience that you've had, even if you've not really done anything around project management, okay, but you handled some projects. You didn't even know what you were doing at the time, but you were able to figure out something. Okay, maybe it could be an office where you're working as a customer service representative, okay, and a lot of complaints are usually coming in on a Wednesday. So what did you do? Rather than, okay, can I design something, or can everybody, all your complaints for today, can you put it on this Google Sheets? And let's see all the complaints are coming. Oh, some of them are customer service, some of them are ATM, some of them are money stock in transaction, and you created something. That experience is 100% valid outside the country. Now, move on. So that's another thing I'm talking about. The next one is downplaying past experience also feeds into that UK experience. So you're in the UK now, you feel like you need UK experience in order for you to get a job in the UK. So majority of you do what? Go and start looking for care jobs, warehouse. In my own time, I actually got a job in the warehouse. So because I wanted to get Irish experience, I went to get a job in the warehouse. So I could show other recruiters that I am working in Ireland. Okay, I am interacting with Irish people. So if given a chance, I would be able to work in your own organization. But it wasn't good for me. It wasn't a good experience for me because I would explain further as you go on. Don't worry. Next thing is poor CV and LinkedIn format and structure. And this is something that is affecting majority of us. Majority of us immigrants in a new country, the format we're using in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Kenya or wherever country you're coming from is usually it's different, very different, very, very different. And I would say this, let me write something down so you see that. Now, give me a second, I'm looking for my pen. Just want to write something on the screen. All right, that's my pen there. Okay, now let's take, for example, this is your CV. This is your CV. We're not going to be talking too much on CV today, but I'm just going to be explaining this. Let's just assume this is your CV. So your name is here. Let me just say Ife. Okay, Ife Mena. Okay, so the first thing you're going to be having is your professional summary. Okay, the first thing you're supposed to have is your professional summary. The next thing you're supposed to be having is your skills. Okay, so you have your core skills. All right, your core skills or technical skills. The two of them can be together, or you could lump them up together, put them side by side. Core skills, technical skills on the left and right. The next thing you should be having is your work experience. Okay, the next thing you should be having is your work experience. But you see people that are currently in the UK. I deal with a lot of guys in the UK. Now, a lot of you guys would have your own CV, but would structure it in another way. So you see professional summary, all right? You see them, they will come and add education, okay? Education and certification. Okay, will be the next thing. Now, let me tell you why this is very wrong, or why this is also putting you at a disadvantage. Now, recruiters, I have been in the UK, I have worked in an organization where I needed to recruit, interview people. So I'm speaking from my own personal experience. If recruiters or ATS, or yeah, ATS basically means ATS, applicant tracking system, applicant tracking system. So whenever you apply for a job and you get like an instant rejection email, so you apply for the job now, and in like 5 minutes you're getting a rejection email. It's not the recruiter that sent you that rejection email. It's a system. Okay. Now this system is working based on keywords and some other things that would likely explore in today's session. Okay, so once the ATS, so ATS, human recruiter, whatever the case might be, when you have your education and your certificates in the first three, in the first, almost in the first three categories of the things that you have on your CV, professional summary, then you have education and certification. It basically means you have no experience, and the only thing that you can put forward is education. I have no experience. Okay. And you see, majority of the people that would use the CV are people that just graduated from college. People that just graduated from college. So you just finished your 400 level and you're looking to get in a job. The only thing that you have is your education. So it's a good thing for you to put that as part of the first thing the recruiter should see. I graduated 4.65. I graduated 5.0. I graduated first class. I graduated. Those set of people are the people that should use education and certification as the first three categories they have in their CV. So once you have your professional summary, you probably have your core technical skills, you can have your education. As a fresh graduate, university fresh graduate. But now, majority of us that are coming from Nigeria or from Ghana to the UK, for example, are coming with past experience. You've worked in the bank, you've worked somewhere before, okay? Now, that's exactly where we talk about downplaying past experience. Because you're in a new country, you feel that your experience back home is not useful anymore. So the only thing I have in this new country is my education and certification. You're putting that forward. But exactly what I'm saying. This poor CV format is one of the reasons, one of the major reasons you are getting a lot of rejection emails, and you're finding it difficult for you to get a job. And those are the things that we're talking about in today's session. All right. So poor CV format is something that affects everybody. It affected me before I got my own first job also. All right. The next thing is lack of focus. Lack of focus is that one is the is another very major culprit. Now, you have a friend of yours that got to the job as a business analyst, you jump into business analysis. You have another friend of yours in the next 2 weeks that got a job as a data analyst. Oh, it seems like it's easier to get a job as a data analyst. You move into data analytics. Oh, you saw another of your friend that got a job as a cybersecurity analyst. Oh, it seems like there's a high demand for cybersecurity analysts in the UK. You jump into cybersecurity. No focus. So in the matter of 6 months, you've covered like 5 different career paths in like 6 months. Every month is a new career. It's going to be very difficult for you to get a job. So I usually say this to those kind of people, okay? The land is not greener on the other side. The land is not greener on the other side. The land is greener where you water it, where you water it, where you focus, where you sit down and try to do it every single day without even knowing exactly what the future entails. That's what actually makes you better. That's what gets you done at the end of the day. The next one is very poor interviewing skills. And these are the people that probably get first level, don't pass through first level, or don't pass through the second or third level. You have poor interviewing skills. Now, coming from someone that lived in Nigeria and also relocated, if you go for an interview and ask you certain question, okay? Now, let me tell you exactly how I would test, how I know you don't have experience, okay? Number one is I would use what we call situational based questions, okay? So if a recruiter, you get a call from a recruiter, and I want to test if you have experience, I will use what we call situational based questions. Okay? Situational based questions. All right. So I would ask you these questions. So if you apply for the role of a business analyst or a project manager or a data analyst or a data scientist, I would ask you these questions like, oh, tell me a time you have, I may not ask you in that same manner. I would like, oh, do you have experience working with, you know, working with machine learning models or building machine learning models? If you have learned it in university, okay, maybe you worked on 1 or 2 projects, I can easily tell you don't have experience when I ask you that question. So I want you to tell me how, okay? Oh, do you have experience working with machine learning models? Oh, yes, I have. Oh, I've done, built different models, I've worked with K nearest neighbors, I've done this, I've done that. Now, the way you answer the question is already wrong, 100%. So when they ask you questions during an interview, you don't answer yes and no alone. Oh, yes, I have done it. Oh, no, I have not done it. You answer it with experience. You use experience in answering these questions. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be asking, where do I get this experience? Don't worry, that we would explore that in the next few seconds, next few minutes. Okay, situational based question. So you use experience to answer this question. Let's just say after today's session, you have learned now that if they ask you situational based question, tell me about a time you have worked with a difficult boss, you've worked with a difficult stakeholder. Tell me about a time you worked with dirty data sets. Tell me about a time you worked with cross-functional team. Tell me about, when they ask you this question, you use your experience to answer that question. So you don't answer yes or no. Okay. Oh, if it's a yes. Oh, yes, I do have that experience. I remember while I was working in this particular organization, this is exactly what happened. Now, how do you tell your story with your experience? How do you tell that story? How do you answer that question with your experience? You use the STAR technique. You use the STAR technique. Okay. The STAR technique. You use what? The situation. You talk about the situation. Okay. You talk about the task. You talk about the action you took, and you talk about the result. So in this instance, this is exactly what you talk about. So tell me about a time you have worked with a difficult stakeholder as a business analyst. How do you answer the question? Oh, yes, thank you very much for that very fantastic question. I would say this is something that I have faced several times in my experience. Now, the one I will pick amongst the things I've done in my experience is while I was working as a business analyst with Amdari. Okay. Now, we had this particular project. You talk about a situation first. You talk about a task. You talk about the actions that you personally took and the results. Now, this result should have what we call metrics. Okay. So after you've implemented this particular, after you did this particular thing, what happened? 50%, 30%, 20%, $100,000 was gained. We reduced something by 10% or something. Something must have happened when you did this. Metric is very, very important when talking about your experience. But now, anybody can do this. Anybody can use a STAR question to answer the question. All right. Anybody can use this STAR technique to answer those kind of questions. But now, I know this as a recruiter. I know this because I have been there before. So if I'm looking for somebody that has 3 years of experience, okay, I would likely ask you about 5 questions. I will ask you about 5 questions during the interview. Leading questions or straight out questions. I would ask you about 5. Okay. Now, I'll ask you the first question. You are likely going to use one of your experience to answer the question. Okay, fantastic. You've done a great job. You use the STAR technique, you use the metric, you use everything. Fantastic, beautiful answer. Ask you the second question, and you pull another one out of the bag and you use another experience. Okay, fantastic, beautiful. I would ask you the third question. Now, asking you the third question because it's an interview. You really don't know the kind of question I would ask you. You can't even guess. You can only practice and try, but you can't guess. So I'm going to ask you different kinds of questions covering different aspects of the job. Now, because it's impromptu, it's difficult for you to think out of the box. Okay, it's difficult for you to think out of the box because nobody really gives you about 30 minutes for you to think about the answer during an interview. They want answers immediately. Do you understand? In the next few seconds of me asking a question, you need to give me a response. Okay. So you see, When I ask you the third question, it's going to be very, for some people, it's likely going to be difficult. So you see, what most people do is they use one of these two experiences to answer the third question. Do you understand? Oh, picking back on my past experience, on the one I just spoke about, okay? In that same situation, we also face this thing. The first time you do that, I would give you a benefit of doubt, okay? You see, when I ask you the fourth question, okay, and you pull one of these guys again to come and answer this question, that's a red flag, 100%. So in the last 3 years of your experience in your CV, you say you have 3 years of experience. But I've asked you just 3 questions or 4 questions, and you're using the same experience over and over again. Baba, Mama, you have no experience. How do they know this? It's not magic. But this is me not gatekeeping information anymore. So if you're enjoying yourself, guys, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me see. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. If you're enjoying this, if you're saying that, these are the things I have been doing that is putting me at a disadvantage. Okay, you've probably done it. I have done it. I've done it several times. Okay, so if you enjoy yourself, give me a thumbs up. I want thumbs up. Okay, I need some thumbs up. All right, fine. If your ma, it's good to have you here. Olowo, all right, fantastic. So poor interview skills is another reason why a lot of people are getting getting rejected. All right. The next thing we're going to be talking about is, all right, is no relevant work experience. No relevant work experience. And everybody faced it. Even I myself still face it. So if I have a new project, currently what I do at the moment is I do more consultation. Okay. So I work with businesses in the UK, in the US, mostly in the US now, and in Canada actually. Okay. And what I do with these businesses is I implement solutions. So every now and then a project was completed and I need a new project. Okay. So the next thing is the business is going to ask me the same question. Do you have experience working in this particular domain, in this particular industry? Have you done this in this industry? Now I know how to maneuver it because I've been doing this for the last decade. So it's easy for me to maneuver. But for you that have not done it before, okay, you should go to the UK, or you've been in the UK for like the last couple of years, but this is not something that you've ever done before. So you're applying for, that's a data analyst position, okay? But it's a data analyst within the finance sector. So you're going to be analyzing financial data, but you've never done it before. So you don't have that domain relevant experience. You're going into supply chain, for example, you need supply chain experience to get the job. So when do you get this supply chain experience? When do you get this logistics experience? When do you get this financial experience? When do you get all these experiences that you can use in getting that job? Okay. So take, for example, my first job was working as a business intelligence developer for a company based in Ireland. Okay. And it was a logistics based, it was a supply chain based organization. So it was heavy on supply chain. But guess what? I had no supply chain experience. Okay. And I was able to get that job working as a business intelligence developer. Okay. So no relevant work experience is here or there. But we'll talk about how you can easily overcome no relevant work experience and how we can help you do that. Okay. So let's jump straight into it. We're going to be, talking about all these things. But now we've explored why it's difficult for you to get, what puts you at a disadvantage. Number one is you spending so much on your degrees and that certificate that you have. I'm pretty sure some people are still working on Google data certificates or some kind of certificate that you feel that certificate is going to give you an advantage. It's absolutely not going to give you any advantage. Number one. Number two, you're getting a job in a warehouse, care job, and you're thinking that is also work experience. So you can use that as actual work experience in the UK to get a job in tech or in any other career you're looking at getting into. Very big disadvantage also. Number three, downplaying on your past experience. Number four, poor CV and LinkedIn format. Number five, lack of focus. Number six is poor interview skills that I took my time to explain to you. Number seven is no relevant work experience. Now, those are the things that are affecting 80% of people and why they're finding it difficult to get a job. Now, key question, straight to the point, okay? Very straight to the point. Now, something I need to let you know is that you can get access to these materials, okay? So all you need to do is fill the form. We have the attendance form, in the chat. So you just click on the link and fill out the form. You get access to the material that we're using for today's session. Okay. So how many things do you think recruiters need from you? How many things do you think recruiters need from you? So I want you guys to take a quick guess. Put it in the chat. Let's see. How many things do you think recruiters need from you? 5 things, 7 things? Just take a wild guess on how many things recruiters actually need from you. So let's see. Let me see who's going to get it. Let me see who's going to get it. Just put it in the chat. How many things do you think recruiters need from you? Let's see. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Okay, let me see. Sorry, my chat was all the way up. Okay. All right, so I can see some answers here. Okay. Skills and experience. Fantastic. It seems like this person actually just went through my materials. Okay, very, very straight. It's just 2 things actually. It's actually just 2 things. Just 2 things. Imagine amongst all the things that you might actually think about, they actually need only 2 things. All right, and we're going to be talking about that. Okay. Now, number 1 is skills. All right. Now, what kind of skill? When I was living in Nigeria, okay, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of this. Everybody will say, learn a skill. Have you guys? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of this. When you're living in Nigeria or you're living in Ghana, you're living whatever home country you're coming from, most people will tell you, go learn a skill. Now they're correct. Okay. So at the time, they were telling me to go learn how to cut hair, how to sew clothes, how to, there are so many things that they told me to go learn. I didn't learn anything, unfortunately. All right. But learning a skill is one of the major things that makes you thrive outside the country. It's a skill-based economy. All right. If you have skills, you will do well. Okay. But now, what kind of skills are we talking about? We're talking about in-demand tech skills. In-demand tech skills. So I'm pretty sure some people will be wondering, why did we focus on just 7 careers? I'm going to explore that with you in a few seconds. So skills, when you're talking about skills, we're talking about in-demand tech skills. So you have data analytics, you have data science, you have data engineering, you have business analysis, you have SOC analyst, that's cybersecurity analyst, you have GRC analyst, you have ethical hacking and penetration testing, and last but not least, you have project management. So these are key skills that will get you a job fast in the UK. So if you're looking at getting a job in the UK, these are the career paths that you can start today, and in the next couple of months, you can actually get a job working in that career itself. Now, the next thing they need is experience. Experience. Now, a very interesting statistic came out, at the start of this year, okay? And this statistics was looking about what happened in 2024. So all the jobs that were posted in 2024. Now, they didn't look at all the jobs. They focused majorly on entry-level jobs. When I'm talking about entry-level jobs, it is jobs that you just graduated from college, from university, okay? And you're looking to get in a job. So if you're looking at back home in Nigeria, you have the GT Bank graduate training program, you have Access Bank graduate trainee program, all those graduate jobs. So they looked at a lot of jobs within the tech space, entry-level jobs, okay? So looking at business analysis, data analytics, and so on and so forth. Now, they found that majority of these entry-level jobs needed you to have experience, work experience. Entry-level job, you just finished from university, they expect you to have entry-level jobs. How I know that this is very ordered. A friend of mine just relocated to the US, and part of their program is for them to get an internship, to get work placement. As part of their program, their MBA program, they need to get a work placement. Okay. Now, this work placement was demanding for some of the organizations that they applied to. Some of them were looking for people with 2 years of experience. Some of them were looking for people with 1 year of experience. Now, this is a graduate entry-level role. Okay. And these companies are looking for experience. So, anyways, so these guys did their own research, and they found out that 6% of the roles that were posted last year, entry-level jobs, require you to have no experience. Like, you don't need any experience to get a job. Okay, it's just based on your merit, based on you as an individual. Okay, now 7% of the jobs, again, at least 3 months of experience, of work experience. At least 3 months. You've probably done a 3 month internship somewhere. You have 3 months of experience. Now, 23%, you can see the numbers are increasing now. 23% of these roles, okay, require to have 6 months, at least 6 months of work experience. Entry level job, not you getting a job as a data analyst like you mid level. This is an entry level, graduate's entry role, okay? Now, moving on to the next one is at least 1 year of experience. At least 1 year of experience. Now, you can see the big chunks start coming in. So, entry level role, you still have 20% of the jobs, okay, needed you to have at least 2 years, and you have 8% at least 3 years. So, you see, majority of the jobs you're going to be applying to need you to have experience in the role. All right. But now the puzzling question again I would ask is, where are you supposed to get this experience? I mean, it's unfair, don't you think so? I just finished learning data analytics from Bradford University, from University of Salford or University of London. And you're asking me to get 2 years of experience in order for me to get a job, 2 or 3 years of experience. In order for me to get a job, I just literally graduated. And you see, that's where the frustration kicks in. But we'll talk about where you can get this experience and how you can, and options for you that you can actually leverage in getting this job. Okay. So these are the two things that recruiters need from you in order for you to get a job. These are the two major things that they're looking out for every single time. All right. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. All right. All right. These are the things that they need from you essentially: skills and experience. Now, what made us select this 7 career path? Very quickly, I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes to talk about this. What made us select this career path? Are you sure? If you're men, are you sure about these skills? That if I focus myself in the next couple of months learning and getting the experience that I need, doing the internship and all that, will I be able to get a job? Now, this is not coming from Amdari. This is coming from the Future of Jobs report. Okay, Future of Job report. Like I said, if you feel that my colleagues are dropping the links to the attendance in the chat. So all I need from you is to fill the attendance so you can get access to this material. So if you get access to once you get access to the material, you can see click here to download. So if I click here to download, it's going to open up a report. You see, this is the report. Okay, so once you click on it, it opens in your browser and you can easily download this document. So the document is a 290-page document talking about, they've done an extensive research to what the future of jobs are going to look like. But I picked out certain things for you just so that we can go through it together in today's session. So you see at the top here, we have career path. You can see here, top fast growing jobs. And at the bottom, you have top fastest declining jobs. Okay. Now, moving on to let's just go because I don't want to take too much time anymore. So top fastest career path, growing jobs. These are the ones that we have here. So now looking at this, let's take a look at them. So you see the top fastest growing jobs, big data specialist. The next one is what? AI and machine learning specialist. You have security management specialist. You have data warehousing specialist. You have data analyst and scientist clearly written out as top fastest growing jobs. You also have information security analyst. Now, these are like the top line career paths that are top fastest career paths that are growing. Okay, big data specialist, AI, machine learning, security management, data warehousing, data analyst and data scientist, information security analyst. Those are the ones that we have. Now, these jobs, all these jobs fit into what? Data professionals and cyber security professionals. There's a high demand for these two types of professionals. And that's the reason why we're focusing on those career paths. But let's go deeper a little bit. Okay? Let's go deeper a little bit to career paths, actual career paths. Okay? Now, what we've done here, what you're seeing here, once you read the document, you'll get a bigger scope of what these career things we're talking about. So on the left, you have career paths that are going to grow. Okay? And on the right, you have career paths that are going to decline. Okay. Now, career paths are going to grow. That's our main focus. That's the area we're focusing on. We want to know the career paths are going to continue to grow. So if you start today, in the next couple of months, you are still valid. In the next couple of years, that role is still 100% valid. All right. And you're not looking at extinction or you're looking at a decline, essentially. So now, look at the first one. You have big data specialist, which is the role of a data engineer. AI and machine learning specialist, that's a data scientist. Cyber security management specialist, that's cybersecurity. Data warehousing specialist, data engineering. Data analyst and scientist. We have information security analyst, that's also a cybersecurity professional. Data engineers, clearly written out. Digital transformation specialist and process automation specialist. This falls into the domain of business analysis. Okay. Organizational development specialist, you have HR analyst, which is analytical roles, database and network professional. So database warehousing, that's data engineer. Then when you talk about networking, that's cybersecurity professional. So you see, these are career paths that are going to continue to grow. So you see, job growth and decline from 2025 to 2030. So for the next 5 years, these are the career paths that are going to continue to grow. All right. Now moving on to the next one, there are other more career paths that we have there. All right. And you see, when you take a look at this, the thing continues to hammer on these career paths. So you see business intelligence analyst, that falls into the domain of a data analyst. You have database architect, also that's data engineering. You have sales and marketing professional. So it's not just that I know how to say, I know sales. No, it's not I know how to market. I know how to bring in money to the company. No, it's using analytics to drive sales and marketing. So you see majority of the sales roles, you see sales analysts, you see marketing analysts. These are people that use data to make informed decisions when it comes to sales and marketing. So it's not just I went to go and study sales or I've worked in the bank and I was able to bring you 50 customers. How do you do your customer profiling, customer analysis? Those are the professionals that are looking out for. Supply chain and logistics specialists. I told you earlier, the first rule I actually, when I was looking at getting a job, I wasn't even sure. Okay, but supply chain and logistics are heavy on data, big on data. So if you're a data analyst, data scientist, that will be a very fantastic career path for you to go into. All right. Management and organization analyst all boils down into that data analyst and data science career path. Then you have training and development specialist, that falls into HR analytics, using analytics to improve training and development within the organization. So you see, all these roles are the roles that guarantee you that guarantees you a job through the skills that you have already. So we've explored in-demand tech skills, and this is not from Amdari to say that Amdari said no. This is from the Future of Jobs report, and that's the reason why I'm saying that if you feel the attendance one, you can actually read these things yourself and see for yourself that these are the things that you can get from going there. Now let's explore what each career path entails. In the next 5-10 minutes, we're going to be looking at what do they need from you to get a job. What are those things recruiters are looking for in order for you to get a job? Now, we're going to do this, and I want you guys to do this at your own time. It's probably going to take you, depending on how fast you are, it's likely going to take you 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, okay? I want you guys to try to do this either today or this weekend. Try to do it. Now, the reason why you need to do it, I would explain to you while I'm doing it, okay? So, number one, you can see, click here to the website to visit the website, okay? Click to visit website. So we're going to be working with a word cloud generator for this particular activity, okay? It's called Jason Davis, okay? So if you click here, it's going to take you to the website, okay? And I'm going to just open the website. So this is the website, all right? It's called Jason, or you could just Google it, Jason, like Jason, the name, Jason Statham, Jason Davis, okay? Word cloud. Jason Davis word cloud. So it's a word cloud generator. So you see it here, word cloud generator. Just search for Jason Davis word cloud. And I'm going to click on this. All right, I'm going to click on this and scroll down a little bit. There are a lot of ads on it, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything. So once you get here, the next thing I want you to do is go to the popular job board that you like the most. The popular one that you like the most, okay? So for the guys in the UK, because we have more people in the UK, I'm going to go to Total Jobs, okay? Total Jobs. All right. I'm going to go to Total Jobs UK because I'm in Canada. It's picking up my location. So Total Jobs UK. I'm going to go to Total Jobs. And in the same vein, I'm going to open a blank document. So you could use Microsoft Word, you could use Google Docs. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to be using Google Docs for this particular activity. So open up a blank document. Now, what job role do you want to go into? What is that desire? What career path do you want to go into? So let's use let's use data analytics. So data, okay, analyst. All right. Let's go to the word data analyst. And I'm going to be looking for data analysts in UK, United Kingdom. All right. So boom. I'm going to search. So data analyst in the UK. All right. So let's take a look at this. Now let's just explore the guys in the UK. For the guys in the UK, all right. So I like to show you this so that you know the extent to the demand of roles, the demand for these roles. Okay, so data analysts in the UK, in the last 24 hours, you have 444 jobs that were posted. In the last 24 hours. In the last 3 days, you have 536 jobs that were posted. In the last 3 days, in the last 7 days, 637 jobs were posted. And in the last 14 days, 784 jobs were posted. Okay, that's to tell you the extent to the job availability of these job roles. Now, and so on and so forth. Anyways, we'll talk about that as we go on. Now, what you want to do now when you search for the job, the country that you're looking for, if you're currently in Manchester, it really doesn't matter, just for United Kingdom. So it gives you different roles within the UK. So it's not biased to a particular location. All right. So now let's take the first one, logistics analyst. What you want to do now is click on, I open it in a new tab. So this is the logistics data analyst. Okay. Now what you want to do is from role overview, from responsibility, take it and skills. All right. So responsibility and everything under responsibility, copy everything, copy it. Right click, copy, or you just Control-C to copy. All right. So I'm going to copy it and I'll paste it in my blank Word document. I'll paste it in there. I'll paste it. Formatting doesn't matter. Formatting does not matter. Formatting doesn't matter. So what I'll do for the next one again, I'll do it again for the next job. Investment data analyst. I'll copy it again. And that's what I'm saying. This will take you at least a good 15-20 minutes. Do this for as many job roles as possible. If you can do like 50 to 100, you'll see it will be more accurate. I'll show you what I'm talking about that, but let's just continue. So you see this one now. I'll take it from qualification. That's what I'm looking for because I want to get a job. So I need to know the qualification, the things, responsibilities, and so on. So I'll take it from that qualification all the way down to this. Okay, qualification all the way down. All right. I'll paste it again just under this one. I'll paste it again. And I'll do this for as many job roles that I want to go for. So the next one, I'll just do for about 5 so that we don't take too much time. I'll just open them now. So I'll just copy them very quickly, open them in new tabs. I'll open this again in a new tab. You'll see the reason why I'm doing this, okay? What you need to succeed, copy it again. All right, copy, paste it in your blank Word document. All right. I've copied this one. I'll copy this one again. Key requirement. All right. Copy it down to everything. All right. Go to my blank document. Paste it in there. I think I still need one more. I think I'll just take one more or 2 more. Okay. I'll just take like 2 more. All right. What you need to succeed. I'll just copy it again. Copy my blank document. Paste it again. All right. And the next one, which is going to be the last one I'm going to be doing. Okay, this one doesn't have any responsibilities or anything like that. So I'll pick another one. Okay. So key responsibility and about you, and I'll just do this. Copy and I'll paste it in here. All right. So now in this particular document, I've gotten about 5 job roles, about 5 to 6 job roles. Now, the responsibility, what you need to succeed, the skills are there, so on and so forth. Everything is there. Okay, everything is there. So what I want to do now is I would Control A. I will select everything that I have copied and pasted in this document. I'll copy everything I have pasted in this document. Copy it. Copy. All right. Now I'll go to my word cloud generator. Okay. I'll go to my word cloud generator. This is just a blank document. Okay. So I'll delete everything that I have inside this place. You'll see here, paste your text below. Paste your text below. So that document that you copied, you've copied this already. You come back here, and what you do, you paste it in here. Everything that you've copied, you paste it in here. It's going to take it. There's no word limit. If you have 5,000, 2 million words, it's going to take everything. Now, what you're going to do now is click on Go. Click on Go. All right. So once you click on Go, scroll back up, and it will tell you the keywords that appears in majority of the roles that you want to go into. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? It will tell you the skills. All right. It will tell you the skills, the key responsibilities, the keywords that you need to have in order for you to get a job in that particular career path. So now, and that's exactly what I was talking about. The more careers, the more actual jobs you can actually put in this your blank document. So if you can get like 50, 60, 100 jobs in this place, all right, you put everything in this place, all right, you gather as much information as possible, you copy it, and you put it to your word cloud. It's clearly just going to give you the words that appear the most, consistently the most. Now let's take a look at the little that we just did. The little that we just did. We just did about 5, so it's not going to be very, but let's just look at it. So you see now, experience is what stands out. Experience is, you see, just the 5 that we did. You don't see education, you don't see qualification, you don't see certification. Did you say anything like that? No. What are they looking for? Experience is that keyword that pops up very well. Experience pops out very staring at you in the face. Now, in terms of skills, they're looking for SQL, they're looking for modeling, data modeling, looking for reports, analytical, communication, and so on and so forth. I don't have a lot of data in here, so I can't really do too much for you. All right. But the more, if you're going into project management, all you need to do is, all right, or business analysis, just come here and search for business analyst. Okay. All right. And if you're in the UK, do this. If you're in Ireland, do this. If you're in Canada, do the same thing. This is exactly what worked for me. So you see that my CV that I had, that I used in getting a job, these are the things that I need. I knew that, okay, these were the things that people wanted to see. Okay, this was, if I put it out there, these were the things they needed to see in order for me to get the job. So you see, who is going to try this today? Let me see. If you're going to try this today, all right, or this weekend, give me a thumbs up. Let me see. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to try this. Okay, so you see, this will clearly tell you the things that you need to prioritize as an individual, as somebody that wants to get a job. This will do, like, it will literally paint. It's not going to be if a man are telling you this. You personally will see that, okay, these are the things that are appearing the most. All right. If I scroll down a little bit, okay, I can reduce the words to like the top 100 words that is used amongst all the jobs that were posted in the last 24 hours, for example. All right. You see, experience, working, need, SQL. SQL is like very, in the few ones that we did, analytical, and so on and so forth. So the more job roles you can actually pull, the better and more accurate your findings are going to be. Okay, so that's something you can easily do. All right, but to keep it very simple and straight to the point, data analytics, data science, data engineering, tools, the job titles you could actually apply to, and the experience that you need to get the job. All right. So when you're looking at data analytics, you're looking at Excel, SQL, like you clearly see. So in the few, the one we just completed, Power BI, Microsoft Fabric, Tableau, and AI. Okay, those are like the major tools that you'll likely start to see in any data analyst role that you want to apply to. Some of the job titles you could actually apply to. So data analyst, product analyst, supply chain analyst, logistics analyst, operations analyst, procurement analyst, business intelligence analyst, marketing analyst, sales analyst, customer analyst. So you see, some people actually have the notion that If I learn data analytics is crowded. Everybody's learning data analytics. Okay, so I don't want to learn it because everybody's learning it. There are no jobs in the market. But guess what? There are so many jobs in the market because if you learn data analytics, doesn't mean that you can only work as a data analyst. There are so many other career paths that you could actually do. All right, and those are the things that you need to explore. So if you take out time now and I go back to the job market, I go back to the job board and I look for something that is not even on my list. Let me look for something that is not on my list just to show you that there are more jobs. So take, for example, you're very good with Power BI. So when I was in the UK, majority of the contract jobs I was doing in the UK was what we call Power BI. Just search for Power BI. Just search for Power BI. Just one tool. Just one tool. Search for Power BI. All right. And you see that you have what we call Power BI analyst, Power BI developer, okay, Power BI reporting specialist, whatever. Okay, there's so many names that comes up with it, and that's why I just use the word Power BI. So you see Power BI analyst, Power BI developer, Power BI developer. This is paying you 400 to 475 pounds per day, not per week. Okay, per day. For 1 day of work, you're getting 400 pounds, 475 pounds. Some of them can actually go as high as 800 pounds per day. And this is me speaking from my personal experience. So this is just one technology that you know how to use very well, and you could actually use that in getting a job. So you see, getting a job in the tech space is not as difficult as most people think it is. It's not as difficult as you. This is a Power BI developer in the energy sector. What are you going to be doing? Develop and deploy Power BI dashboard and reports, ETL data from multiple sources, ensuring accuracy, use DAX and Power Query. These are things that you can actually use, and you can use it to get a job that pays you well. 400 pounds. Let's even do a quick calculation so we can all calculate it together. All right. So typically, if you're going to be working 5 days a week, okay, that's roughly about 2,000 in a week. All right. So 400 times 5 is 2,000. So 2,000, in a month, that's 8,000 pounds. Okay, that you're getting in a month. Let's say after tax and everything, you're still walking away with about a cool 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. You're going to be walking away with. So you see, when people are talking about getting a job in the UK, it's not as difficult as you think it is. There are so many other job titles that you can actually latch into that probably a lot of people don't know. Like I said, what I was doing in the UK was majorly Power BI developer analytics, okay? And some of them were paying as high as 800 pounds per day for 1 day of work. The day you don't work, they're not paying you anyways. It's contract. Majority of these roles are contract anyways. So what experience do you need to get a job in this career path? Technology experience. Technology experience. So if you do that word cloud thing I talked about, you clearly see all these things I'm talking about. Technology experience, data visualization and reporting experience, data modeling, data cleaning and transformation, working with cross-functional team, problem solving and critical thinking is the major things that you need to succeed or get a job as a data analyst. Now, what about data science? What skills do you need? SQL, Excel, Python, cloud platform, Azure, GCP, AWS, AI, statistics, and so on. Okay. What roles can you apply to? You can apply for all roles in data analytics. Do you know that? As a data scientist, you can work as a product analyst. As a data scientist, you can work as a logistics analyst. As a data scientist, you can work as a customer insight analyst. All right. Do you know that before? Probably not. Okay. And anytime you want to apply for a job, you only go and search for data scientist job in Birmingham, data scientist job in London. So yes, you can actually get a data scientist job, no doubt about it. But there are other career paths: forecasting analyst, big data analyst, computer vision engineer, NLP developer, quantitative analyst, ML engineer. There's so many other roles you can actually apply to get a job. What do you need? Technology experience, data cleaning and transformation, data reporting and communication, exploratory data analysis and visualization, machine learning, testing and deployment, problem solving, critical thinking, and being proactive. The same thing with data engineering. What skills do you need? Python, SQL, AWS, PySpark, Apache Airflow, GitHub, and other cloud platforms, and so on. What jobs can you do? data engineering, BI engineering. BI engineering is a very fantastic career path. And let's just take a look at that real quick in like a few seconds. So you see that these roles that you feel like, you know, all right, it might be difficult for you to get. Just spend the next 2 hours, do that word cloud. You clearly see that these are the things I need. Okay, all right, to get a job. So you see BI engineer, BI engineer, BI engineer. I'll look for contracts because that's what that would likely that's majority of the things that will pay you the most. Okay, that will likely pay you the most. So you see BI engineer, BI engineer, BI data engineer, business intelligence engineer. There's so many roles in there. So why are you not getting a job? That's the key question. All right. We are Nigerians, we're Africans. Is it difficult for you to get a job? Not as difficult as you think it is. So these are the roles you could actually take on as a data engineer. Okay, what skills, what experience are you going to prioritize? Technology experience, especially cloud-based experience, building and deploying data pipelines, database and data warehouse modeling, designing data architectures, data quality and assurance, data security principles, problem solving, and analytical skills. So you see, these are the things that you need to get a job within this career path. And it goes on and on. I'll do the same thing for business analysis and project management. What tools you need to learn? SQL, Excel, Power BI, Jira, Azure DevOps, Notion, Draw.io, so on and so forth. What job titles can you go on? Business analyst, business data analyst, process analyst, functional analyst, business improvement analyst. So don't limit yourself to just going and searching for business analyst roles. There's so many other roles you can actually take on. Experience needed. All right. You need to read this document, honestly, guys. You need to read it because just fill the attendance form so you have access to it. Okay. Experience needed. You have technology experience, requirement gathering and analysis, process modeling and improvement. You have data analysis and reporting. Now, a lot of business analyst roles require you to know data analytics. You don't have to be as good as a data analyst, but you need to be able to do some reporting. Okay, so that's why you see data analysis and reporting in here. Stakeholder management, agile and scrum experience, documentation and communication, knowledge of business and technical environment. The business analyst is a middleman. You know the technical and you also know the business. So you can communicate technical to technical people and you can communicate non-technical to non-technical people or technical to non-technical, any how you want to do it. So you see, communication is a very key skill of a business analyst. Now, working with cross-functional team, as a business analyst, you work with different teams, HR, finance, the tech guys, and so on and so forth, and also on and so forth. So for project management, it's going to be in the same vein. You have ClickUp, you have Jira, you have Confluence, you have Trello, you have Notion, Microsoft Project, you have Slack, and so on and so forth. All right. What job roles can you do as a project manager? Agile program manager, Agile Scrum Master, Scrum Master consultant, Lean Agile coach, technical Scrum Master, so on and so forth. All right. What are the skills that you need, experience that you need? Technology experience, so working with Trello, working with Jira, working with Confluence, project planning and scheduling, budgeting and resource allocation, risk and issue management, okay, stakeholder and team management, agile and waterfall methodology, and so on and so forth. So there are actual things that you need in order for you to get a job in this career path, and those are the experience that you need. All right. The way you're looking at this, all the guys, okay. So you have SOC. SOC is a part of cybersecurity, which focused on threat intelligence, threat identification, and so on and so forth. Now, for tools that you need to learn how to work with, Splunk, Microsoft Defender, Nexus, Wireshark, Snort, and so on. Now, what jobs can you do? So, SOC analyst, security engineer, SIEM engineer, digital forensic analyst, incident response analyst, threat intelligence analyst, security operations analyst, SOAR specialist, log management specialist, so on and so forth. So many other career paths that you could actually go in there. The experience that you need, you have technology experience, and this is where certification is not going to help you. So if you're currently taking your CISA, your this certificate or that certification, you don't learn the technology. Okay, you don't learn how to use Splunk going through a certification. All right. So at the end of the day, that certification that you have is not giving you any advantage in any way. Security management, security monitoring and incident detection. incident response, threat intelligence, log analysis and packet inspection, endpoint detection and response, 24 operation experience, 24 operations experience. So what about ethical hacking? What tools are you going to work with? Kali Linux, Wireshark, Burp Suite, Metasploit, Nikto, and so on, Nmap, and all that. What career path are you going to? Ethical hacker, white hat hacker, security consultant, red team operator, security analyst, vulnerability researcher, penetration tester. There's so many other roles you can actually apply to. What experience do you need? Vulnerability assessment and exploitation, web application penetration testing, network penetration testing, social engineering and phishing simulations, and so on and so forth. Same thing with GRC. What technologies? You have Excel, you have OpenSCAP, you have OpenGRC, you have GRR, and so on. Okay, for the tools you can work with. All right, and experience. What do you need? Technology-based experience, risk assessment and compliance, policy and procedure development, vendor risk assessment, security awareness and training, control frameworks and maturity model, GRC tools experience. So you see, in order for you to get into this career path, these are the things that you need to get this job. The tools, the tool, all right? Know the career paths that you can apply to, okay? Because that's one major thing that would hinder most people. So most people think that because I just learned GRC, I can only work as a GRC analyst, okay? There are all the career paths you could actually explore. Now, the almighty job formula, okay? Almighty job formula. Not quadratic equation now. Okay, almighty job formula. So it is TEX plus E equals to your job offer. TEX plus E equals to your job offer. Who is enjoying themselves? Who has learned something from today's session? Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. Let's interact a little bit. Who has learned something new in today's session? I want to see. Only just a few thumbs up. You guys are not enjoying yourself. All right, I can see more now. Okay, fantastic. There's probably a lag somewhere. Okay, so now let's quickly wrap it up. Okay, TEX plus E equals to your job offer. So if you want to implement this, let me explain to you. Now, TEX basically stands for technical skills plus experience. Technical skills plus experience. So you can't go on YouTube and go and learn Splunk and think that you have experience. No. You can't go on YouTube to go learn how to use Power BI and claim that you have experience. Absolutely not. You can't go on Excel, you can't go on YouTube or Udemy to go learn business process modeling and think you have experience. Absolutely not. Okay? So technical skills with experience plus employability skills gets you your job. Okay? Remember, technical skills plus your experience plus employability gets you the job. All right, and that's exactly where Andari comes in for you. Okay, let's explore that further. So when we're talking about employability skills, number one, CV review and revamp. We're going to help you do this. Okay, we're going to help you achieve a CV that actually converts to interviews for you. We'll help you revamp and review your CV. Now, if you have past experience, you don't have past experience, you don't know what to even do with your experience, we're going to help you revamp your CV and get you that CV that actually gets you interviews. That's number one. Number two, LinkedIn optimization. So if you're going to be applying for jobs, or majority of recruiters still use LinkedIn to reach out to people. All right. If your LinkedIn is not optimized, nobody's coming to your platform. And what I like to say most times is the more eyeballs that sees your profile, the more opportunity you get. The more eyeballs that gets your profile, the more opportunities you get. It's as simple as that. So if your LinkedIn is not optimized, so take for example, you go on LinkedIn, you search for that career path you want to go into, project management, data analytics, data science, data engineering, search for it. If your profile doesn't, if you personally search for it, okay, no, use another person, a friend's account, search for it. If your profile doesn't appear in the first, I'll say maybe the first 2 pages, your profile is not optimized. It's absolutely not optimized. So it works like SEO, search engine optimization. So if you want to you want to search for something on Google, what do? You search on Google, and Google will recommend the best places for you to go to get that thing. So that's exactly what said. That's what LinkedIn optimization is. So if you optimize your LinkedIn profile, all right, and recruiters search for that job role, they will likely see your profile. And that's exactly what I said earlier. The more eyeballs your profile attracts, the more opportunity you're going to get. All right. The next thing is navigating the job market. Like we did earlier, number one thing is what kind of jobs can you even apply to? What kind of jobs can you apply to? Okay, some people learn data analytics and get stuck on just applying for data analyst role. Meanwhile, there are tons of other roles you could actually apply to. The same thing with data science, the same thing with SOC analyst, the same thing with cybersecurity, business analyst, and so on and so forth. Now, the next is interview preparation. Would prepare you for this interview. So you see the acts that we have learned over time, are what that's exactly what we're going to help you achieve. So the act of you being able to go to an interview and impress the interviewer, we're going to prep you up with that particular skill in order for you to get started. The next thing is mentorship sessions. Okay, so this is where you get to interact with experts within the industry and learn from them. Because something I say also is follow who know road. Follow the person that knows the way. Follow the person that knows the. So if you've been somewhere before, okay, it's easier for you to navigate your way back there. Okay, so if I say I'm looking for a job today, I can tell you it's actually going to take me a month, ridiculously 2 months for me to get a job. Okay, so now I'm even doing something more technical, more hard, I would say, which is consulting, which is actually working with businesses. Okay, if I want to do that, now I know how to do it. If you want to start your own consulting practice in the future, you can easily reach out and ask, if it matter, how do I do this? Rather than you trying to figure it out, I can easily walk you through how you can actually become a consultant in the tech space. All right. So those are the things that you do. Mentorship session where you get to interact with mentors in the industry. The next one is job reference letter. This is the icing on the cake. We're going to help you with that. Okay, we'll provide you with job reference. So, and it is UK backed. It's a UK backed reference letter. Okay, in Canada, we also have a UK backed, a Canada backed reference address location where you can actually use. All right. Now, the last but not the least is on the job support. On the job support. So it would help you if you get a job and you find it difficult. You find it probably you are still trying to understand exactly what to do. We will provide you with on the job support. So from CV review to LinkedIn optimization to navigating the job market to interview preparation to mentorship sessions to job reference letter to on the job support, we will help you achieve that. We would help you with all this and more. It's still more. This is not everything. This is just employability. This is just employability. So this is what most people lack in order for them to get the job. We provide it for free for you. All right. So now, going straight to the point, looking at all the things that we discussed today, why you're struggling to get a job, and the things that recruiters are looking for. Now, let's bring everything together. How does Amdari help you? Okay. How does Amdari help you? So we already explored this earlier, whereby I talked about the fact that majority of the entry-level roles they require you to have experience. Even entry-level roles require you to have experience. Talk more of, and I'm pretty sure, and I say this, majority of the roles in the tech space there's no entry-level job. So if you go on the job board today, all right, and you search for the role, let's just search for another role. Let's look for a role of a business analyst. Okay, so the role of a business analyst, you would hardly, very hardly see entry-level business analyst role. You will hardly see that. Okay, so you see, you looking at getting into the tech space, you need past experience. So if you take a look at any of this career path, this is 70 to 80K, for example. All right. So this particular needs what? At least 5 years of experience. Now the key question is, where do you get 5 years of experience? All right. Where do you get 5 years of experience? Okay. You've been working as a teacher the last 5 years. Okay, you've been working as a teacher. From teacher, you became a customer service representative with a bank, or you've been doing something that is not even business analysis focused. Okay, but now you've learned business analysis and you're looking to gain experience. Where do you get this experience? Where are you supposed to get this experience? When are you supposed to get the 5 years of experience? That's exactly where we come in. So you see, majority of these roles, majority of us that have probably been neglected or gotten lots of rejection in the past, what happens? Majority of the claims have been lack of required years of experience, lack of required technical skills. So all the things that we talked about today are one of the major reasons why people are not getting their jobs. Okay, but now let's go on to what Amdari will do for you. All right, and I will spend the next 5 minutes here, then we can wrap it up. All right, Amdari, your one-stop shop platform. One-stop shop platform. Okay, a platform that provides you with everything that you're looking for. Your next job. So number one is learn, package, and apply. LPA. LPA. Can somebody say LPA? Can somebody say LPA? All right. Learn, package, apply. Okay, let's do it together. All right. So with learn, we have two things that we do for you. All right. We have the internship program. Internship. All right. I don't like to use the word internship because internship denotes beginner. Okay. It means that you're a beginner. You've never done this before. All right. And you're looking for an internship where you can implement. So I like to I like to use the word work experience program. Work experience program. So it's like an internship, but it's a work experience program, especially for people that have done something in the past. You work as a banker, you've done some things in the past. You don't want to throw away that experience. You want to still leverage that experience and use that experience to get in a job. You worked in a bank, you work as a customer service representative, you worked in a warehouse. How can I still use that experience in getting a job? That's exactly where the remote apprenticeship program comes in. Okay, so it's an internship program where you get to work on projects in the domain that you have. So you have done some boot camp, all right, you've done Udemy, you've done Udacity, you've done all those learning online, all right, but now you need actual projects to implement those things that you've learned. That's what the internship is all about. Now, if you go to the website, just go to www.amdari.io today, okay? So if you've not been there before, I would say just go to www.amdari.io. So you see it here, Rave by Amdari. Rave by Amdari. So that's the work experience program that we're discussing today. The work experience program. So you see this, you have data analytics, career experience, you have data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC analyst, we have ethical hacking, and we have governance, GRC, basically experience. So if you're interested in any of this, where you can actually work on projects, not makeshift projects, okay, not simulated projects, real life projects for you to work on, to gain hands-on experience, to gain practical industry experience. That's exactly what we do here. Okay, that's exactly what you do here. So all you need to do is just go to Rave, okay, and you see every information that you're looking for. It's going to be there. So if you're interested in data analytics, the technologies you're going to work with, the duration, what you learn, so on and so forth, everything is on the platform. Okay, so in order for me to show you more, I'm coming, just give me a second. I'm going to show you the other side of what we need to do. So I'm just going to go to Dari. Okay, Dari.io. All right. So now once you create an account, okay. So I talked about two things here. Rave, that's the internship program, the internship where you get to work on projects. And you also have, so if you're going through the internship, we don't expect everybody to be on the same level with one another. Some people went on YouTube to go learn. Some people went on Udacity to go learn. Some people paid for a boot camp to go learn. So experiences are going to be different across board. But what have we done to make sure that your internship experience is of great quality? So we have this page called, we have this particular package for the guys that are taking the internship to have practical learning experience also. Okay, so if you're going for data science, for example, so you want to go for the data science internship program, we have courses, short courses that would help you learn certain areas that you might have forgotten. So introduction to data science, Excel and statistics for data science, introduction to Python for data science, Python for data science, machine learning for data scientists, and we have computer vision. These are short courses that you can also leverage during the internship to learn and to implement as you're learning. If you're interested in, say, cybersecurity also, all right, we have short courses in cybersecurity that would also tick the boxes for you. Introduction to cybersecurity, network security and incident detection, SOC analysis and log analysis, cyber threat and attack vectors, offensive and defensive cybersecurity, endpoint, web and application security, cryptography, and so many other courses that are coming on the platform. So you see, your internship experience is not just you working on projects alone. You also have the ability for you to learn while you're working on those projects. Okay, so it's a fantastic point, okay, for you. So if you've done any form of program in the past and you can't remember 100% of the things that you've learned there, don't worry, don't fret. We have you covered. We have thought about you already. We have you in our mind. Okay. So if it's data engineering, the same thing. We have courses there for you. If it's data analytics, we have courses there for you from Excel to Power BI to Tableau to SQL to Microsoft Fabrics. All these courses are there for you to learn, and you're doing that. Okay. Somebody saying, are all this for free? Absolutely free of charge. All you need to do is, I'm joking. I will get there. Don't worry. Okay. So the next thing is the package. Okay. Absolutely. So you learn internship, you can learn during the internship, you get assigned. I'll walk you through that in the next few seconds. Package employability service will help you with your CV, LinkedIn, mentorship, interview preparation, job reference, and on the job support. So anything that has to do with employability, 100% will provide you with that. Okay. So the next thing is to apply. Okay. Where do you apply for jobs? I'm pretty sure that's another concern. Most people want to get remote jobs. So what do you do? Okay. What do you do? What have we done for you? We have consolidated our job board. So what we've done is to go to the popular job boards that host remote jobs. Okay. So the likes of Glassdoor, Simply Hired, LinkedIn, Career Builder, FlexJob, GitHub. These sites hold. Now, these are the major sites that people go to look for remote jobs. So what we have done is to pull all these remote jobs from all these places and put them on the platform. So we have remote jobs from LinkedIn, from Indeed, from FlexJob, Career Builder, Simply Hired on the same platform. Now, if you go through the internship, now take for example, like I said earlier, the internship, during the internship, you have the ability to work on projects, industry standard projects, okay? You get to learn. You have short courses that will allow you to learn while you're working on those projects. In the same vein, we package you employability, CV, LinkedIn, everything that has to do with employability. And lastly, when you now apply for this job, we have our platform in there that provides you with remote jobs coming from different parts of different sites. Okay. So if you click on this now, let's see where this is coming from. It's coming from Indeed. All right, this particular job role is coming from Indeed. I'm going to click on this one. This is also coming from Indeed. So you see, it's coming from different job boards into one central location that you can actually use in applying for a job. Remote jobs, which all these jobs are remote jobs. So you see, this is in Toronto, this is in London, Ontario, this is in Brampton, this is in Canada. You could also filter it to the country that you're looking for. Just type in the state, the country you're looking for, and it's going to filter all the remote jobs to that particular country that you're looking out for. All right. So you see, we have done everything for you. One-stop shop platform. So you don't need to go and learn in this place. You don't need to go and look for experience in this place. You don't need to go and package yourself in this place. You don't need to go and look for a job in this place. We've brought everything. Harmonization. Can somebody say harmonization? We have harmonized everything into one central location to make it easy for you to get your next tech job. All right. So this is how the internship works. Very quickly, we have partnership with different businesses across Nigeria, Canada, UK, Kenya, South Africa, and so on. So different startups. We have partnership with different startups across the world, and what they do is they give us their unique business challenges, and that's exactly what you get to work on. So you're going to be working on a project that is faced by an actual business. And let me show you this. Let me show you so it doesn't feel like I'm just selling, I'm just talking. Okay. I'm going to show you one of the internship, one of the the projects that these guys are working on. Okay. So now let me just scroll down to the data analytics, click on classwork, and I'll show you the project. You'll see the project yourself. All right. And you get to see exactly what I'm talking about. So now this particular project is, I'm going to show you two. Okay, but you can use that to make inferences about what the case studies look like. All right. So you see, this is optimizing. This is one of the projects the interns are working on at the moment. Optimizing order fulfillment, a data-driven approach to eliminating backlogs with an Excel interactive dashboard. Now, what's this problem? This problem is faced. This particular organization is for an Irish-based logistics startup. Okay, so essentially they are a startup and they were faced with this backlog issue. To keep it very simple, let's say today you got a job with Amazon, or we all know Amazon, Jumia, okay, e-commerce brands like that. So if you buy a product today, they will tell you it can be delivered the next day. Let's just assume it gets delivered the next day. So my company, this startup, is the one that makes the delivery. So they get products from Amazon, Jumia, and other organizations, and they deliver on behalf of this organization. But now they're facing an issue of backlog. So let's say today they're supposed to deliver 60 parcels, 60 packages. Okay. Now, out of that 60 packages, they could only deliver 45. So it remains 15 outstanding. So that 15, they push it to the next day. Oh, we'll do 15 the next day. But that next day, you also have packages that are supposed to deliver. Let's say you have 70 packages the next day to deliver. So that's 70 plus 15 of the previous day, making it 85. Let's say something happens again, that second day, you couldn't deliver all 85. So it remains, let's say, 20 out of 85. That 20 is moved to the next day. And you see, that's how it keeps increasing. Backlog starts to increase. So essentially, that's exactly what is happening here. Optimizing order fulfillment. So this organization has seen there's a problem. Okay, so you see, Streamline Logistics Solution is a distinguished and long-standing player in the supply chain logistics industry with a rich history dating back over 2 decades. They've been doing this for a while before they started to introduce tech into their products and so on and so forth. All right, so the business problem is mounting order backlogs, visibility gap, customer frustration, and escalating cost. So after this, the rationale of the project, the aim of the project, the data you're going to be working with, and so on and so forth. And you're going to be using Excel for this particular project, and there's an enhancement. So after you build your reports and you give them recommendations and so on, you're supposed to automate your Excel, your reporting. Okay, so we're going to be using this particular project. You're going to be deploying Office scripts. So a lot of people know VBA, but VBA is outdated. Okay, so the only tool that is more or less industry standard is Office Script. So you use Office Script for Excel automation. So rather than you building a report almost every day, you can use Office Script to automate. So these are the things that working on real life projects, using real life tools, and even learning, going above and implementing industry standards application. All right. So this is just one of the applications of the tools you're going to be working with. All right. So, and these are the projects, the kind of projects you're going to be working on. Okay. This is actually a UK fintech platform. This project is for a UK fintech platform. So you see, customer analytics, identify former student customers at Nova Trust Bank. Okay. So we changed the name so you don't know the organization. Okay. But now this particular startup is a fintech platform. Most of the guys that moved to the UK to do their masters or degrees or whatever, you'll know that you can't open a traditional bank account. Okay, the traditional bank account would have student account, so you can open a student. You can only open a student account. Now, what the bank noticed was that when people graduate, okay, they leave their bank. So students graduate from college, university, whatever the case is, and they don't use that bank account. They go open a traditional bank account, HSBC, Lloyds. Okay, so they were losing customers. So they only saw that they had only students as customers, but they offered services like the traditional bank. So rather than opening a student bank now and transition into another bank in the next 1 year, how can we keep you on our platform? So you see here, targeted service offerings and upselling opportunity. So when they know that they want to easily identify people that are likely going to either finish school or they're done with school and they're looking to getting a job and they want a salary account. You can use a student account as a salary account. So you need to open a traditional bank account. So they want to see how ways they can actually identify this type of customers and start to market to them. Okay. So those are the things that they will do here in terms of projects, and you're going to be working on this project. So now what technology are you working with? SQL Server, you're going to work with Power BI, and you're going to be doing quite a number of amazing stuff, to coming up with solutions to this project itself. So these are the things, and the same thing with all the other, career paths that we have here, from cybersecurity to SOC to all the things that you have there. If we have enough time I would also explain this further. Now, the challenge is given to you. You are also assigned a mentor. You're also assigned a mentor to work with you on the project. So it's not that we just leave you alone to go figure it out yourself. A mentor is going to be there to assist you in working on this project. Next is you get to do a team presentation or an individual presentation of the thing that you've done, and you have an expert that will review your work, and whatever recommendation that you give is giving back to the business. So it's a consulting gig, okay, where we are bringing this business challenge to you. You work on the business challenge, and whatever you recommend is giving back to the business. So at the end of the day, you can add this project to your portfolio, you can add it to your LinkedIn profile, you can add it to your CV that you currently work with Amdari, you get a reference letter from Amdari, and you could also use this experience during interviews. So depending on how, you'll be working on a minimum of 10 to 15 projects, depending on the time frame that you select, okay? You'll be working on an average of 10 projects. So you can draw from 10 projects anytime you go for an interview. So if they ask you 5 questions, you have 5 distinct projects that you can actually talk about, okay? If they ask you 6, you have 6 that you can actually confidently talk about. And these are the things that we have instilled inside this particular experience, internship, to get you the job that you're looking for. So work-based experience, you work on an average of 10 projects, you work with cross-functional team, you work with multiple industry experience, multiple role experience, multiple technology experience, teamwork and project collaboration, increase confidence in future roles, and last but not the least, networking opportunities. So you see, this is one-stop shop, like I said earlier, one-stop shop platform that guarantees you a whole lot of things, okay? Next thing is employability, CV review, LinkedIn optimization, mentorship, career coaching, interview preparation. These are things that I've mentioned earlier, and these are the things that we will do for you. All right. So we have a new cohort starting on the 12th of April, 2025. So that is upper week Saturday. That cohort is going to be starting on the 12th of April. We have another one starting on the 10th of May. So if you feel like the 12th of April is too close for you and you want to move to May, you could already start in May. But now the special offer for the special people that we have, all right, is the IWD discount. That's International Women's Month actually discount. So we're looking at ways you can bring in more women in tech. So even in my experience, it's very difficult for us to get to see women in tech. Like, not difficult, but it's scanty. You barely see. Or something I'll tell you also is women that are dedicated actually do great stuff in the tech space. Okay, so we're doing a 50% discount, a whopping 50% discount. So for the 3-month internship, it's £180 instead of £360. You're getting what? 50% discount. So you're saving £180. If you're going for the 6-month internship, it is £280. Okay, £280 for 6-month internship, work experience, CV review, LinkedIn optimization, all the things, learning, everything is on the platform. You get it for £280. For the guys that are going for the 3-month internship, is £180. Now, that's basically it. So if you're going for data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC analyst and intelligence, ethical hacking and GRC, you can pay £180 in order for you to get started. Okay, £180. Now for a 3 months immersive internship experience. Now if you're looking for 6 months, 6 months only aligned to data analytics, data science, data engineering, and business analysis, that's £280. Now guess what? Multiple payment installments are available. So you don't have to drop £180 today to get started. You don't have to drop £180 today to get started. What do you need? Let me show you. So click on this link, okay? My colleagues are going to be dropping the links in the chat also. So click on the link, okay? And I will show you exactly what you need to do today to get started. So you don't need to drop £180. I need to let you know that. Now, so you see the 3 months, 50% discount, and the 6 months, IWD discount. So I'm going to click on secure internship. I'm going to click on secure internship. All right. So you can do a one-time payment. That's good. That'll be great. You can do a 2 monthly installment payment. So you can pay £90 today, pay 90 months in another 1 month. So you see, if you do 2 monthly payments, you see you pay £90 today, and you can pay £90 next month on the 29th of April. You can pay on the 29th of April. That's 1 month, okay, into the future. All right. You can do 3 monthly installments where you're paying £60, okay, for the next 3 months. So you pay £60 today, you pay £60 next month, and you pay £60 in the month of May. So you see, you find, is that not interesting? That's fantastic, don't you think? That's fantastic. 3 monthly installments for a 50% discount. Okay, so that's something you could actually take advantage of. £60 today. I mean, that's just like a burger, fries, and some other groceries that you could actually do. All right, so that's for a 3 month internship. In the same vein, you could do a 6 month internship, and that's £280. So you see, one time payment is £280. 2-time payment is £140. So all you need to do is pay £140 today and £140 in the next 1 month. Now you also have 3 monthly installments for this. So secure in 3 months, £90, £93.3 today, £93.3 next month, £93.3 up a month. So you see, everything is tied together to get you exactly what you're looking for. All right. So it's an internship. So it's not a class. We're not teaching. It's not a class. It's not a tutorial class. Okay. So if you've done training before and you need work experience to get a job, this is exactly where you need to be. So limited slots are available, guys. Okay. Limited slots are available. It's not available for the rest of the people. So per program, the discount is only available for the next 20 people. All right. It's only available for the next 20 people. And like I said, it's something you can actually get started on immediately. All right, so this is only available for limited slots available. So we're only taking 20 women and 15 men. Okay, 20 women, because we're leaving it, we're just putting the men there, all right, to have them, get started. So for people that are asking about project management is going to be coming soon. In the next month or two, we should have our project management course live, okay, for you to join the internship. Okay, currently is not live. We started in January. We took in quite a number of people in January and February. So we are catering to those people from now until we have more space to bring in people for the project management internship. So yeah, for project management, we're going to be doing that in the next couple of months. Now, that's exactly what you need. So the whooping 50% discount for you to get started. So in order for you to make payment, all you need to do is select any of the career paths that you want. Okay. If it's a 6 month internship, select the month. If you want 3 monthly installment, click on secure your spot. Click on secure your spots, and once you click on that, you can see the breakdown. What is due today, what is due next month, and what is due a month after that. So click on proceed. All right, put in your name, your email, phone number, and pay for product. It's as simple as ABC. It's as simple as ABC. Put in your name, email, phone number, and click on pay for product. And that's all you need to do. All right, and that's exactly what you get. If it's for 3 months, the same process, literally the same process. Click on 3 months quarterly installment, £60 per day, per month. Then click on proceed. ABC, ABC. Your name, email, phone number, and get started. Remember, the discount is for limited slots alone. All right, limited slots alone. So I've shown you the platform. Let's take a look at one other case study. Okay, let's take a look at another case study. This is cybersecurity, SOC analyst. The guys that are looking at getting started in SOC. This is another case study for another organization. So enhancing network security at Skywatch. So you see, this is you're going to be using Wireshark and Nmap for this particular project. Now, Skywatch is a cybersecurity company based focused on protecting businesses from evolving digital threats. Okay, so this one are giving us a problem now. That what's the business problem? Skywatch needs to report a robust network security framework to identify and mitigate cyber threats in real time. The inability to detect and respond to malicious activities like unauthorized access, data breaches, and network intrusion could compromise sensitive business data and disrupt operations. So what are you supposed to do? As the cybersecurity, as cyber threats continue to evolve, organizations must strengthen their network, so on and so forth. So now you see it broken down into weekly activities. What are you doing in week one? Network setup, traffic capture, and attack simulation. Next one, network setup and attack simulation. So now what are you going to be doing for this one? Capturing and monitoring network traffic. For this the first 2 days, you're going to be working on setting up the test environment. Next one is simulating attack, cyber attacks. Then you'll be doing traffic analysis and intrusion detection, generating reports and visualizations, so on and so forth. So you see, this is well guided. You're assigned a mentor, so nobody's expecting you to figure out everything yourself. The mentor is going to be there for you to work with you to get you what you're looking for. So remember, it's not training. You're not having live classes that somebody will say, oh, ring the bell. Everybody come into class to come and learn. No, the project is going to be assigned to you. You are currently, once you get started, you are going to be our own consultant. Okay. So if you have, say, for example, in cybersecurity, we get a project from the client. Okay. We assign that project to you for you to work on. So it's not going to be a class. We have what we call touch-based session. Okay. So where if you're having issues, you can easily talk to your mentor. All right. And you have mentorship sessions where the mentor would also come to discuss certain areas and all that. So it's like a real life work. It's not like it's a work. It's like you working. Okay, so the project is assigned to you. Everything that you need is also assigned to you for you to work on. All you need to do is deliver on the project. If you have challenges, you have somebody to escalate to. You have a mentor that you can escalate to. All right. In the same vein, you're also giving live content, okay, video content that you can use to learn. So take for example, you are a data engineer, okay, and you've forgotten maybe something, maybe data modeling, for example. All right, you can come to a data modeling course, okay. So you see, introduction to data modeling, normalization, using Lucidchart for drawing ER diagrams, schema, star schema, Snowflake schema. You have case study, you have case study introduction to database modeling and data warehouse modeling. So these are the things that we have done for you to make it easy for you to work on a project. And these are things that you don't know. But see, currently you have content that you could also leverage in building knowledge in that particular aspect. So what are you waiting for is my question. What are you waiting for? Take advantage of the discount now. All right, so I'll take the next 10-15 minutes to answer some questions. Okay, if you have any questions, you can raise up your hand. I will take some questions, and then we can call it a day. Okay. All right, so Ellen is asking, what about those that don't have experience? They just want to transit into IT. How can you help? Okay, so for people that are just getting started, like you've not done any form of training, you've not done anything before, we currently have a partnership with our sister company. It's Tenalytics. I'm just going to put it on the website, Tenalytics. All right. So Tenalytics is the website that is, just give me a second. I don't know where this is coming from. Accept all. Okay. Okay. So we have a partnership with a training company called Tenalytics. All right. They are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So all their courses are accredited. Okay, so if you're interested in whatever course you're interested in, data analytics, data business analysis, financial analytics, and any other career path that you have there. So we have a partnership for people that you've not done any form of training before. This is something that you need to take a look at. So you see data analytics or business analysis, for example, preview course. Now, the partnership that we have is the internship experience. So you can learn, the training program goes for 6 months. The training program itself is for 6 months. And then you get either a 2-month internship or a 6-month internship. You can apply for the one that you prefer. Now, you see it's either 8 months to 12 months duration. So 2 or 6 months of internship. So you can go there, learn for 6 months. While you're learning, you're still going to be working on some projects and all that. You're going to be working on some projects. So once you're done with your learning and those projects you've worked on and you want real life experience, you'll still come back to us either for a 2 months or a 6 month internship. So that's what I would recommend anyways for you, Ellen. For people that have learned or have done, they have some background knowledge in the career path, you can easily just latch into the internship experience and get started. All right. What about web development jobs? We're not focusing on web development at the time. Okay. Maybe in the future we might consider software engineering, but for now we're not considering that. Will there be a discount on project management? Now this discount is only for this month. I mean, the discount is stopping. Today is 29. Okay, the discount actually elapsing tomorrow, 30th. Okay, 31st. Okay, elapsing on the 31st. Okay, so you have limited time, so it's not going to go past this. It's going to revert back to the actual price from next month. So if you want to take advantage of the discount and start in May, you could actually do that. Okay, so if you pay, if you once you've made your payment, okay, once you make your payment, let me click on the link again. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to click on the link. Yes. So once you click on the link, you'll see payment registration form. So once you've made your payment, this automatically it will direct you to this particular page. All right, it will direct you to this particular page. So put in your. Give me a second. Not this one. Okay. So let me just copy link address. All right. So once you make your payment, it takes you to this particular page. Okay, yeah. All right. So once you make your payment, it's going to take you to a payment registration form. Once you've done that, what happens next is for you can select either to start in April or in May, and then you're good to go. You're 100% good to go. All right. Let me see if there are any other questions. So would there be discount for project management when it starts? Like I said, not really. No, we won't be running any discount at the time, unfortunately. Um, please fill the okay, yeah, please fill the attendance form so you can get access to the materials. What about those that don't have experience? I've answered that question. What if you don't have any experience at all? I've also answered the question. If you don't have any experience and you've learned, you can start the internship. If you don't have any learning, anything experience, I would advise you go with what I said earlier about the partnership we have with Analytics, where you can go learn and you can still come back to do your internship with us. Please, someone should help me pay. I'm so interested in the internship, please. Okay. All right. That's from Anu Lua. Okay. All right. This is really intense. So interesting. Absolutely. Absolutely. We put so much thought in this. And like I said earlier, if I had this solution when I was looking at transitioning, I would have transitioned already a while ago. I would have transitioned faster than I did. So I have only one person raising up their hand. Olayinka. Olayinka, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question? Olayinka, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello.
Yes, Olayinka.
Hi. Also, this is not the first time I'll be joining your session. So I paid for the internship, and I think yeah, I'll be starting next month. So I don't know, like, what's the process? I've not gotten any updates.
All right, yes, you'll be getting an update this week, this coming week. Monday, Tuesday, for the guys in Nigeria, is a public holiday. So you'll be getting it maximum by Wednesday. You'll be getting an update by maximum Wednesday next week. You should be getting an update. So would outline everything, your contract, everything that you need. So for everybody that gets started, you assign a contract. I'm going to show you what you're going to be getting, an idea of what you'll be getting next week. Just give me a second. I'm just going to open up my email so I can show you some of the past ones that were sent out in the past. Okay. So yeah, you'll be hearing from us next week.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. I'm currently in Dublin. So
Oh yeah, okay. That's good.
yeah, I have few experience in data science. So I've been applying for some jobs now, and what I've been saying now in like in Dublin, they just don't like ask for like maybe data science skills. They mix it with data engineering. So I want to
Yeah.
ask if you have like this particular skill set in this internship. So it is
All right.
called Databricks for data engineering.
Yeah, Databricks is just yes. Well, you would Databricks ideally is a data engineering skill set. It's a major data engineering skill set. But yes, we can infuse. So let me just show you something real quick. So that would so for data engineering. So if we're looking at data science, work experience, I'm going to show you one of the projects they worked on. I'll take project 4, stock market trade analysis. So this is the project itself. So this was for a fintech platform also that wanted to be able to do some form of stock predictions on their application. Okay, so essentially you're going to be getting stock data. So you're going to be building your own pipeline. So you learn data engineering pipelining, connecting to an API, extracting data from the API, loading it into the database, all right, and starting to do your analysis. And at the end of the day, you would also build your own, what do you call it, your own deployment pipeline for it. So you're going to be learning, you know, ETL pipeline, you're going to be learning deployment, you're going to be learning all these things, okay? Learning the tools, the techniques, and the technologies that a typical data engineer will get to work with. Obviously, it's a data science internship. It's not a data engineering internship, but you will still pick up skills that are related to a data scientist, to a data engineer. But if one of the major things that you want to learn is data bricks, we would infuse it in the case studies that we're going to be working on. Is that okay with you?
Okay, so what you're trying to
Yeah.
say is that, like, for people that have experience or want to learn a particular set of skills, you can provide that set of skills during the internship.
We won't teach you, all
I
right?
know, like,
But
we just like
yeah,
want to work with those like
yes.
tools.
Yes, we would infuse it. We infuse like every of our case study is infused. Okay, so this particular one, somebody was looking for, so one of the interns was looking for a data engineering infused in project. So when you, if you let us know ahead of time, okay, we start to source for those kind of projects in the industry. If we can get, once we get, we infuse it. Same thing with every other career path. It's not just data science or data analytics. So if you're going for, let's say, any, I'm using data science because you are talking data science. So if you're looking for health, for example, some people are looking for health related case studies. Okay, health related, anything health related, and we got it also. It was for another thing, another medical technology startup also in Kenya or Gambia, if I'm correct. So just give me a second. I deal with so many things at the same time, so sometimes I mix them up. Okay, yes, healthcare analytics. So this particular one. So if you can let us know ahead of time, all right, now that I know this for you, all right, and even when you're coming in, we usually will take a survey of the kind of projects that you want to work on, the kind of technology that you want to work on, and we use that in designing the kind of case studies that would work with you guys. So we do that 100%. So, and if it's an industry, if you can't get it, we'll definitely let you know that, well, this one might be a bit, you might want, if you're looking for an SAP experience, for example, it might be very difficult because SAP is an enterprise application. And we can't go and buy an enterprise application in order for you to just one person. So those are the limitations. But the ones that we can get, Databricks, for example, is you can easily get Databricks. You can deploy your machine learning, your pipelines and everything in Databricks, work with big data and all that. We'll do all that for you. That's not a concern at all.
Okay, thank you. What about, do you work on large language models and generative AI?
Yes, you'll get to work on those kind of projects also.
Okay.
So obviously that's the in thing in data science, machine learning, AI. You'll get to work on that. Either working with custom models or working with Llama, for example, Llama by Facebook, Meta. You'll get to work with stuff like that, deployment. Even some of the case studies already deploy that. I think that was with the let me see. Some of the guys in the November cohort last year are currently doing that at the moment, or they've done that already. They had a project where they had to work on that, okay, leveraging Llama. So you get to work with quite a number of exciting projects, no doubt about that. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to having you on board. Thank you very much. I used to be in. I never lived in Dublin, but I was in
Yeah, I
Ireland.
checked your LinkedIn. I saw we schooled in the same school. I schooled in
Oh,
Limerick
really?
also. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was in Athlone actually. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, well, that's good. That's good. It's good to meet somebody else. All right. Thank you. I look forward to having you on board anyways. All
Hello,
right.
bro. Hello.
All right. Who's the next person we're going to be
Yeah, hello,
taking?
bro. Uh,
Who's speaking?
it's
Ambrose,
it's
correct?
Ambrose, please.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you for this dropping session. I would say that it's really interesting. And I am actually familiar with SAS, which is called SAS. I don't know if you guys will be able to provide the tools for us to work with. Maybe
Okay,
the
so yeah, SaaS it's not as it's not as it's popular, but not it's not a technology that's it's how do I put it? It's not in demand. It's not like highly in demand. It's only for some specific organization. All right. So
yeah.
we won't be specializing in SaaS in any SaaS product or SaaS tool itself. All right. So that's something. So we will go. Majority of the people that are looking at getting started are not looking to specialize in one particular tool. So take for example, if you're going into SaaS, you need it for data science, data analytics. Let's say data analytics for a start. Okay, if you're looking to get in a job, and that's exactly why I say you should do this particular thing itself and the word cloud thing, it will clearly tell you the tools, experience, and the things that you need to focus on to get a job
Okay.
quickly. All right. So
Sorry,
SaaS, yeah,
sorry, because what I'm saying, because right now,
yeah,
see on my masters, because what I'm actually studying big data analytics.
yes,
Yeah, so SAS is one of the major tools we are using. Though we still using Python programming. Yeah, we're still doing that, but I think the major tools we are using now is Python. I mean,
yeah.
sorry, SAS. So, but I'm familiar with other tools like using Python, using Power BI and others, Arrow programming and others. But this SAS stuff, I came across it when we started the program. So I don't know if it can be provided during the internship.
No. So SaaS is not like I said. If it's university, that is a tool. So some of the technologies that are used in university back then too are not they are not industry standards. Like they are good. I mean but not something that you see every organization use. So the internship is focused on tools, technologies that are in demand that you can use in getting a job. All right. So if you're looking at data science, Python, machine learning, the frameworks, different ML probes. So you have the scikit-learn, you have neural networks, you have deep learning, you have Llama, and all these AI architectures that
Yeah.
is coming. Those are like the in-demand things that if you have on your CV, it makes you stand out. Well, having SaaS, how many organizations use SaaS?
Yeah, I'm
So
actually
for a
familiar
master,
with deep learning, machine learning, and
yeah,
others. But this SAS,
exactly.
I came across it when we started the program. So, where is
I
fine,
know. Yeah, I get you. So we
fine.
won't be focusing too much on SaaS
All
for
right,
the info. Yeah.
all right, all
Thanks,
right.
thanks
Thank you.
a lot for that. All right. Susan, let me take your question next. Susan, let me see what the last name. Susan. Okay, Susan wants to drop her hand. So Bruce Guani,
Can
am
you
I
hear
correct?
me? Sorry.
Oh, Susan, yes, I
I
can
was
hear you.
talking. I thought I clicked on the on mute, but I clicked on lower hand instead.
Lower
Sorry.
your hand. Okay, that's fine. That's
Yes.
okay.
So my question first of all is the reference we're supposed to get from this going to be like a proper work experience and not internship?
It's work experience. So there is
It's not gonna write internship.
nowhere you'll see internship. So as I don't
Okay.
like to use the word internship because the reason why we use experience, we use internship is so that everybody understands what we're trying to do. But it's a work experience program. So it's still
Okay.
internship is the beginner. So we don't use internship. So if you get on the
Okay.
website itself, to answer the question, I'm just going to show you the website again. You would likely just see majorly work experience, work experience, work
Okay.
experience. Okay,
O-
so
Okay.
so you see here, gain work experience by working on real projects, real work projects. So if an
Mm.
interviewer or recruiter, employer is wondering what Diary is all about, they come to the website, they will see that you are working on real projects, work experience, and what interview preparation and all that. So you see
Okay.
everything there for you, working on real projects and all that. I don't know if you answered the question.
But I have a couple of questions. So as a
Oh,
follow
yeah,
up
sure.
on that, does that also state or show the level of role? Like if it's a mid-level role, does it have all that in it, or is it
Yeah,
going to be
so
junior? What is it
it's
exactly?
it's flexible. We
Okay,
are
fine.
flexible
Can I
towards.
choose?
Can you choose? Yes, you can.
I
So
can
if you
choose what I
apply
want
for
to
like
be on the reference.
if you apply for a senior business analyst role,
Mhm.
and yeah, you want to claim that you not claim, but if you want to say that you work as a senior business analyst with Amdari, 100% you can do that. The only thing that we don't do is we don't backdate. Okay, so we can't say that you
Oh,
started working with us in 2020 when we started in 2024.
oh, okay. You can
So
backdate.
what we do,
Oh,
let me tell you exactly what we do. So, and that's exactly what we do with the CV revamp session. So, with a CV session, well, not CV session, what we do with your CV, we call it a CV revamp. Okay,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so now CV revamp actually. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
your past experience, we're going to work with your past experience. Okay, so what were you doing before? We'll look at it and see how we can fine tune this your past experience into the career path you want to go into. All right. So if it's you're working as a customer service representative, okay, so you're working with a customer service representative, let's say with a bank, okay. So now, but you want to go into a BA role, okay. You want to go into business analysis or business analyst. Now, rather than we say that you've been working with us the last 5 years, which is not, that's malicious because we started last year,
Mm-hmm.
2024. All right, that doesn't make any sense. So what we'll do is you can change. We would help you revamp this your past experience, okay, into BE experience. Now on your CV, the top experience that you should have should be, let's say, a senior business analyst, Amdari, okay, Amdari. From when? From, let's say, now, let's say from April, okay, April till present, okay. Now that will be your current work experience. Now, if they want to reach out to you, okay, they usually would reach out to the most recent employer. They would reach out to the most recent employer for work reference. That's my experience. That's what we have. That's literally what every employer would do. Can I get a work experience from your current employer? Now, what we'll do also with your past experience is instead of customer service representative, you should carry business analyst, all right, with the bank, okay? And that's your years of experience is still going to be there, okay? And whatever you have here, we are going to help you revamp whatever you have here to business analysis instead of customer service representative. So we're going to help you revamp your CV to have past experience, current experience, and you can get whatever you're looking for still at the end of the day. I don't know if this answers the question.
Yeah, so in terms of getting that reference from, let's say, where I've worked before, not Amdari, using the example that you've provided, are you saying that it's a common practice for them to be willing to provide reference for a role that I did not work?
They will never do that for you. And that's why we are writing your reference letter.
No, I'm saying for what you said now, you said we will change our experience, right? Our past experience and tailor it
Yeah.
more to be, let's say, the example of BA. What if what I
Yeah.
did before was not BA anything, right? And I need
Okay.
to get a reference from where I worked before for BA.
No, you don't
Would
need
the
to go
company
back.
be willing to?
You don't need to go back to your company. You don't need to go back to that bank that you worked with. I'm just using a bank for example. Let's say you worked in a bank. Your current experience is with Amdari. So your CV, your current
Mhm.
experience would be I'm working as a senior business analyst with Amdari. And these are the things I have done with Amdari.
Mhm.
Before Amdari, I worked in the bank and I was a business analyst. Okay. And these are obviously we would have tailored your past experience to become that of a business analyst. Now, if you apply for a job, okay, work
Mhm.
reference, they would require work reference from your most recent employer, which is Andari. Okay, and that's the reason why we'll provide you with the work reference. So whatever when you ask for your work reference, we will provide it to the job that you've applied to. Okay, so there's no need for you to go back to that bank that you're working as a customer representative, there's no need for you to do that anymore. We will provide you with the work reference that you can use to apply for that job.
Okay.
Okay?
The reason I asked that was because before I started working where I'm currently working, they actually got reference from where I worked, 2 places or 3 places actually, even before this current role. They actually contacted all of them. So that's what I'm
That
asking.
most times they would ask you if they can reach out to those organizations. And that's left to you if you want them to reach out to them. If you have somebody in that organization that can stand in for you, fine. I mean, but most times what I do and what I tell most people, don't reach out to this particular organization because of XYZ reason. Okay. And you can determine, but most times they would ask for the most recent organization that you're working with. All right.
Okay.
Not for every single organization. I mean, if you worked with 5 organizations, would they reach out to 5 organizations? In my experience,
No, most
no.
recently. Okay,
All right.
so yes, okay, so now where I'm currently working, I'm supposed to say I've worked with them for how long I've worked with them until
Exactly.
when I started working with Amdari, right? Even though I haven't finished working where I'm currently working. Right? Is that what
Exactly.
you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And it has to be like a full-time employment reference, is it? Or can it be
Will.
contract as well? No?
It could be. It's going to be full time. That you're working with us full time. It could be contract
Okay.
depending on whatever job you're going to. So usually we would ask you for
Okay.
details before we write your reference.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody's unique. So it could depend on the job title, depending on the activities, depending on quite a number of things, would help you assist you in coming up with something that is tailored specifically to you. Make
Okay.
sense?
Oh yes.
career
And
good.
my current sorry?
What career path are you going for? Sorry.
I'm interested in the data science
Okay.
area, but I have another question around that as well.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't want to get into that question yet. But okay, now that we're already here, let me just ask it. I somehow feel like it's easier to land a data analytics role than data science. So I don't know for this program. And you've also covered something like that, saying that if you're in data science, you can also take up roles in analytics, right? From what you said today. So I'm
Yes.
thinking, okay, fine, I might as well just go for the data science that I want to go if I'm still going to be able to apply for the data analytics role, right?
Yeah. All right.
So
Very good.
okay,
Very good question. So I'll say it's subjective. It's very subjective because you can get data science roles. Majority of the data science roles, like take for example, demand planning is actually purely data science. So if you go online today and you search for, let me just go back to the browser I was using. I'm not sure what browser I'm using now.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if you go to a job board, okay, and you search for demand planning, now, or anything that has to do with demand planning analyst, demand planning manager, you would actually not think that this is a data science role. Okay. So
okay,
in the States, United Kingdom. All right. Now,
okay,
demand planning is heavy on forecasting, predictive modeling, predictive analytics, and all that. Take for example, you're working with as a demand planner with Apple, okay? Apple the phone or MacBook, whatever. Now they're bringing out a new MacBook this year or a new iPhone this year. How do they forecast how many products they should sell? How do they know how many products they should produce at launch or when they want to launch? So to avoid wastage, to anticipate demand, it's forecasting. Okay, so you have to go with predictive modeling, forecasting. You have to read through it. Blah 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 blah. Just not even giving you what. Okay, let me just go back to the link for something else. Another one. Okay, so majority of these roles are more forecasting related. You know, predictive modeling. See, you lead the forecasting process and management end to end. So you see, it's majorly tailored towards data scientists. So that's what I've done in my own part. Okay, so for data science roles, also you'll get data scientist roles, but some of them don't even carry the title data scientist. Some of them actually carry the title data analyst because that's convention. All
okay,
right. Yeah.
okay.
So Yeah.
Okay. I think my next question from sorry everybody. I think I'm just trying to ask questions that might help others as well.
Yeah, sure.
So
Sorry.
in terms of this 3 to 6 months, right? Do
Yeah.
I have to wait until I'm done with the whole, 3 months or whatever before I start applying for jobs? Or at what point can I say, okay, fine, I can start applying for jobs? Or at what point would you be able to support us with, crafting what kind of roles we can apply for or work on the CV? Is that at the end of the program? Where does that come in, right? That I think that's a question I have now.
Okay. So within a month, so we have a month. So within a month, so if you're starting with data science, for example, within a month, you're going to work on 2 projects. Okay. Within a month, you're going to work
Okay.
on 2 projects. Now, these 2 projects are going to be guided. So because you're going to bring in people from diverse backgrounds, we want to sort of create an exceptional foundation that we can start to build on in later months. So you see the first 2 projects you're going to work on is going to be well guided. It's going to be projects, it's still going to be carry the same kind of project you're going to be working on, but it's going to be for 2 projects in 2 weeks. So with that, we can start to build upon. So within that month, okay, we would also start to work on your CV and your LinkedIn profile and do some employability sessions so you understand
Okay.
exactly how to change yourself and all that. So
Okay.
typically within 4 weeks, within a month, you should be able to put yourself out there.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. I think my next question is what is the difference between the 3 months and the 6 months? And
Yeah.
and if we're being asked why are you leaving your current job, which is Amdari, just after 3 months working with them, what should be our defense?
All right. Yeah. Very good question. So the first question is what's the difference between 3 and 6 months? Now it's extensive, okay? So for someone that's not done much, okay, someone that's not learned much, ideally you should go for the 6 months internship. And if you want to get that more projects to handle more projects, cutting across different industry experience and all that, 6 months is ideal for you. All right. But if you need something as soon as possible, ASAP, like what Nigerians are saying, you want something ASAP, okay, what do you do? 3 months is ideal for you. So it's more concise, straight to the point. You need to get this experience, and this is exactly what you need. 3 months is ideal for you. So there's no need for you to be, going back and forth. 6 months, more elongated, more experience, more projects, and so on and so forth. Now, why are you living on Barry after 3 months of you working with them, or even just 2 months? That's the easiest question. All right. I'm living on Barry because with Amdari, I'm focused across different industries. So as a consultant with Andari, I'm working on from today finance, the next day I'm working on banking, the next month I'm working on another industry. In as much as that is very interesting, okay, I'm looking at something that is more focused on a particular industry. Now, this is where you cajole them a little bit. Now, if you're applying to a supply chain based company, you okay, yeah. Rather than working on different projects, I have a deep love for supply chain, and this is what I want to do long term, where I can actually impact my skills within this particular domain. That's what I want to do at this point in time. So when this opportunity came up, I saw it as a great match to my career expectation, and that's what I want to do long term. There's
Okay.
no reason I will hear that and not say that I'm
Okay,
going to take.
thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so does my right to work cause any issues if it's showing I still work for my current company
Not really.
as a
Right
skilled
to
worker?
um, don't think so. So the only thing is your right to work is with. Are they sponsoring you?
Yes, I'm currently being sponsored.
Yeah, I mean, if you're currently being sponsored, you should look for other organizations that are willing to sponsor you also. So they will buy over the sponsorship from you.
So I'm saying in terms of them checking my documents, like when I provide my right to work, right, and they see that
Yeah.
it's still showing where I currently work and not Amdari or anything like that. Is that a cause for concern if I said I've stopped working with them? Do you understand what I mean? If I say
Oh,
I
I
no longer
do.
work for this company, but my right to work is still showing that I'm working for this company, what impact does that have on the recruitment process?
That's a very good question. So in that situation, we're likely going to fine tune it a little bit. Okay, that's why
That's why I
exactly.
asked question about contract. What I can say the Amdari
Yes, hundred
role is a
percent.
contract job. Is that
So
allowed?
yeah, so 100%. So that's exactly peculiarity. to the situation, we can fine tune it to suit you better. So for that situation where a country is a particular another organization is sponsoring you, you can easily use that as a contract. So Amdari will be a contract position where you are looking to do this particular thing, and Amdari allows you to do this particular thing, and that's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, 100% you can do the contract role with us.
Okay,
So
fine.
that will be better for your situation.
Okay, fine. That makes sense. My last question. Sorry, everybody.
Wow.
My
All right.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
I hope my questions are making sense.
Yeah,
So
I think people will be benefiting from your questions. But go ahead.
yes.
Yeah.
So my last
So,
question is peculiar to the data science pathway. So does the data science curriculum include subject areas in AI, or does it cover like AI roles or projects in like LLM and all those agents and all those stuff? Does it cover all that? Can I apply for an AI role after going to this data science program, or is it limited to like the
traditional
basic
and
traditional data science role,
yeah.
or does it have some level of expansion into MLOps engineering and AI agents or things like that? I just want to know what the range of learning is
Yeah.
going to be like. And also you mentioned that you have more projects in the 6 months. So my question is, how many projects are in the 3 months and how many projects are in the 6 months? What's the difference between the number of projects, and how does
Yeah,
that
very,
also flow into
very
this?
good question. So the data science is going to be focused majorly on traditional with infused of future of LLMs and all that. So you're going to be working on projects in LLMs, machine learning, deep learning, so on and so forth. But now it's not an AI track, it's a data science track. So in the future, we'd likely have an AI focused internship that deals going to be solely on AI. But for this particular one, it's going to be a mixture of traditional ML, okay? Traditional ML and LLMs, okay, and also deep learning in some cases. All right. So now for the 3 months, you're going to be working on an average of 6 to 10 projects within 3 months. For the 6 months, definitely be doing close to 20 projects within the next 6 months. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you
That's
very
all my
much.
questions.
Thank you for the board. Okay. Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Please,
Let me
yes.
just, because I just discovered that if I don't interject, I might be left behind.
No, I mean you're
So
the second person, you're the next person to speak. So go ahead.
all right. Goodness me. Some of us who have gone into the labor market in terms of applying for jobs have certain experiences. I'll share one here, and hopefully you'll be able to throw some light into it. All right, here it is. The problem is some organizations will tell you, okay, you claimed you work with XYZ company in the UK or somewhere else, and then they'll ask you for things like proof, salary payments and tax and all that to back up your claims. Are these organizations that we're going to work with going to first and foremost be paying and then be remitting tax as appropriately as required? Are we going to experience that?
I mean, amongst 10 organizations, you'll likely get 1 or 2 that would likely do that. So my personal experience, so now take for example, and this is one major thing when you talk about salary negotiation. Now, the reason why they're going to be asking for that is so that they're using your current pay to judge what they should pay you, ideally. Okay, so if you're currently earning 40, let's say you're earning 30K, all right, and you're looking for a job that is going to pay you 45,000, so that's a 15K job. Now, some organization will feel like that is a bit too much. You're apparently earning 30,000. We can give you 35, 38,000, all right, and that should be ideal for your next position. Now, they're using that your current salary as a yardstick of what they should pay you. Okay, that's not ideal, especially if you're looking at getting a very good job that pays you very well. Now, if the organization is asking for your pay slip, pay stub, and all those things, I mean, if you can't trust me, what I've said so far, amongst 10 organizations, maybe one or two would ask you for that. I don't expect you to, if they ask you for that, we're not going to pay you, we're not paying you for this, we're not going to give you, we're not going to be creating malicious documents to back up that we're paying you certain amount of money and so on and so forth. We're not going to do that. So ideally, work with organizations that would ask for reference, okay, and you can provide this reference and get you what you're looking for at the end of the day. So if your organization are definitely going to ask you for pay stub, but I mean, if you're not willing to share, you're not willing to share at the end of the day. Okay, so that's what I'd say regarding that. Bruce, I don't know if that answers your question. You're muted if you're speaking, Bruce.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for answering. I think the last question is: do you people also render services for Scrum people in the Scrum industry, Scrum masters and testers and product officers? Do you do stuff like that?
In the future, we will. For now, we don't. Project management is something I've been working on at the moment to bring to the audience, but not at the moment. I would say in the next month or two, we should have the project management course live for everybody to attend, or anybody that's willing to get into it to join the program. All right. Thanks a lot for that, Bruce. Appreciate the question. I may not be able to take all the questions. I feel like some of the questions are pretty much answered through the questions I've been asked for. I'll take just two more, Ayodeji and Mary. Okay, Ayodeji, do you want to go ahead with your question?
Yes. Sorry. Thank you very much for the session. It was quite impactful. Yeah. So, what I want to ask is about the data science and data analysis. I graduated from the course data analysis for business intelligence, where we did some kind of data science and all of that. But since since I've been trying to get jobs, I've been working on improving my experience in the data analysis area, not really the data science. And you said the whole work experience thing is not like you're teaching anybody anything new. So, I mean, I was just wondering because, like the other lady said, I mean, it's quite interesting if you can actually do data science, whereby you can apply for roles in data analysis as well as data science. I mean, it's just, I mean, widening your scope, which is nice. But if you are not actually inclined in that area, and if you will not be teaching people in that area, how do you think people will be able to cope? I mean, for example, myself, I don't want something where I would start, then maybe some things are required of me which I am not used to, and I'm not able to do it, and it feels like I'm not progressing in the whole program, and I mean, it might really get discouraging sometimes. So that's one thing I want to be sure of. If you would do a little bit of, I mean, you mentioned about mentors. If these mentors would do a little bit of, maybe putting you through some things that you need to know, or maybe because you've learned some things. I mean, all of this KNN and all of that. Yeah, we have learned them theoretically in school, but not really applying to any jobs or anything like that. So I don't know if it would be easy for someone that has not really had enough experience in that area to be able to still work with you in the data science course. Yeah, that's one question. So the other one is about the 6 months work experience. Yeah, I mean, just as we were rounding up the course where the meeting where they sent the link, I've already paid for 3 months because I mean I think it was counting, and I didn't want to miss the chance to be one of those few male that will get the slot. So I already paid for the 3 months. But I mean, having had more conversations and the questions and all these things going on, I was thinking if maybe I would have better off went for the 6 months. But unfortunately, I mean, I do not know how to move there, whereas I would not have to pay maybe 2 or 3 months so as not to pay 360 instead of 280. I don't know if you understand what I mean by the difference. So I don't know if there's a way to upgrade the plan without losing money. That's one thing I would like to ask again. Thank you.
Okay, I would say for that, I would say just send an email to. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me just take down your name, okay?
Yeah.
Ayodeji
Ayodeji Shonde. Yeah, that's the name.
Ode.
Sonde.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just get a pen.
Yeah.
I'll put it down so that somebody will reach out to you this week. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Our colleagues are on the call anyways. I'm pretty sure they will have taken your name down and they'll reach out to you.
Okay, yeah. Ayodeji Alpha Ayodeji. I don't know if you can spell the
Yeah,
Shonde too.
I got it. I got it. So
All
Shonde,
right, yeah.
data science. All right. So now, speaking back to your first question, the
I
first
paid for
question.
data. I paid for data analysis because
Oh,
I saw it after the call when we started answering questions, or when I was thinking about maybe
okay.
upgrading it, maybe changing the course to data science or anything like that.
Yeah. If you data science, if you've not done too much in data science, it might be a bit. You can try, okay, but I mean, if you have your skills in data analytics is also a fantastic career path to go into or to stick with. All right. Now, to answer the question, which is now after all this conversation, what just bullet points? What was the question that you were asking again? Sorry, the first question regarding
Yeah,
the
the
work.
first question was about I mean, for people that are already maybe have experience or learnings on data analysis and not so much on data science. And I mean, because of the opportunities of, I mean, as a data scientist, you can do
Yeah,
data analysis and all of that. So I'm just
exactly.
asking, like, what would you advise because of the kind of nature of I mean, maybe work I mean, task that you'll be giving out. I don't know. So it would not be discouraging for those that do not know much in that area.
All right, so it's gonna be it's not a training company. It's not really a train. It's even though we're gonna be doing mentorship, we're not going to be doing too much training. And the reason why that is very simple. If you get a job today, IODG, you get a job as a data analyst. Let's just say data analyst, and they say on the job, IODG, we need you to build a forecast for the team, for our team in London. Okay, you've never done anything about forecasting before. Your experience, you only know how to build dashboard. But a request was coming for you to build a forecast for the team in London. Ayodeji, would you tell your boss? How would you communicate to your boss that I don't know this thing? You're likely not say that. What would you do?
Yeah,
You likely
I would
go
have to go
ahead,
and learn myself. Yeah.
learn, and figure out how to get it done. Okay, and that's basically the kind of environment we're going to try. Trying to simulate a research-based. Even though you get a mentor, you are going to get a mentor that if you try to research and you can get it done, it's somebody for you to talk to brainstorm to say that okay, I've tried doing this. I've tried doing this. I've tried doing this. I've watched this particular thing, but it still doesn't feel like I understand what I'm doing. Can you explain further for me? All right, you have that person for you to explain that. But saying the person should be your teacher. Okay, so you're building, let's say, a model. You've never done machine learning before, and you're talking about your train test splits. Okay, and you're going to be using scikit-learn to split your data into training and test sets, and you really don't know what training and test set is, and somebody has to teach you or tell you how to go about it. Nobody's going to do that. So if you're going to be designing a data pipeline for this particular project, you should be able to research and implement. If it's best practice, it's not best practice, implement something. The coach is there to tell you that this what you did is great, it's good, or it's bad. This is the best way for you to get this done. You should have done it like this and spend less time. Take, for example, one of the projects we're working on was a big data project. It had over 2 million rows of data. Okay, over 2 million rows of data. Now, we had people on the program that were doing exploratory data analysis on almost 2 million rows of data. And they were complaining it was too large, it's too slow, it's too this, it's too that. And that's where they had to tell them that you can break it into chunks. So rather than working with a million, you can actually work with the first 100,000, okay? Or do a random split and get random and use that as your base of analysis. Then when you get to scaling it, you can scale to the 200 to the 2 million rows of data when you get there. They've never done this before. All right, but they got advice from the mentor on how they can approach that particular challenge, and that's what I'll tell you again now. Play to the area of your strength. Play to the area of your strength. If it's analytics that you're really good at, or you want to improve so much at, play to that area of your strength. Not because data science seems like a juicy career, you go for data science. You will likely struggle because people in data science would have done Python, machine learning, and they're looking at implementing those solutions. Okay, but you have done Power BI, Excel, Tableau, SQL, maybe a bit of Python. You can't compare that same skill set to somebody that has done data science, implemented some models, and is looking for ways to optimize the model. So I would say IODGs, play to the area of your strengths. You are still going to do absolutely great. Okay, that's what I would recommend, anyways. I don't know if this answers your question, IODG.
Yeah, very well, very well. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're
Yeah,
going to be here for you 100% of the way.
yeah. So
All right.
as regards the change of plans and all of that, you said I should expect a mail or a call
Yes. A
from one of
colleague,
your teams.
somebody will reach out to you this week. This
Yeah,
coming
fair
week.
enough. Fair enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, IODG. Mary, the last person I'm going to take, and then we can call it a day. For people that might not be able to speak, I would say that we have one-on-one session coming this week. You can always find myself, my colleagues, where you can ask some more questions. So my colleagues have dropped it in the chat. So you just click on the link and you can book a clarity call either on Monday, Tuesday, anytime of the week. Okay. Olowo, thank you very much. Mary, go ahead, please.
All right, good evening. Thank you so
Good
much
evening.
for this session. Okay, for someone like me with a background in AI and machine learning, I would say what you said initially is actually true because I did my master's in AI and machine learning, and I would say for sure it's not been easy getting a job, right? So, which of the tracks would you recommend for someone with that background? Because I've worked on projects, I've worked previously on predictive modeling using machine learning regression-based models. So which of the tracks would you recommend? Because I cannot see AI and machine learning here. I think you said something related to it initially, but I would want you to bring more clarity to it. And then secondly, talking about experience, if you go out there looking for a job, sometimes you see 3 years experience, 5 years experience, and the internship with Amadari is for 3 months, 6 months. Now, how do we navigate that? Is it that we will not be able to apply for jobs that require like 5 years experience, 3 years experience? Maybe we'll just streamline to jobs that require basic experience. And then my third question is, even the course of doing the internship and one is able to secure a job, let's say you go for the 6 months internship and before the end of the 6 months, you're able to secure a job, what is going to happen? Is it that you will continue working on those projects with Amadari? So how is it going to be like in the contract? And then lastly, are we going to choose the project we want to work on? Is it something like, okay, this is a project I want to work on. I'm medically inclined. I want to work on medical projects, or I want to work on a project that has to do with finance and all that, or we're just going to work on everything you're giving. Talking about the mentors, would there be time to meet with the mentors? Is it going to be like a one-on-one session with the mentor, or a meeting like this meeting we've just had? So how is it going to be like? How is it going to work, right? So that's just my question.
All right, very, very, very brilliant questions. Okay, thanks a lot for that. For the time to meet your mentors is going to be on the group with you, so you can have your chat with your mentor at any point in time. Number one, for sessions, we usually have what we call stand-up sessions, weekly stand-up meetings. So where you get to interact with your facilitator. So if you look at this, I'm just going to yes. So you see mentorship sessions. So we have what we call stand-up sessions. Sorry, just give it a second. It's getting cold now. All right, so data analytics. So you see classwork. We have weekly stand-up session, weekly stand-up meetings where you get to interact with your facilitator. So you see stand-up meeting recorded. Every session is recorded. So even outside this stand-up meeting, if something is worth jumping on a call with you, they would jump on the call with you to answer your question, your queries, your complaints, or whatever the situation might be. So time to meet your mentors twice in a week, guaranteed. Outside that, you could always still ask for a message or a chat or a call. You can actually, outside that, you could actually still do that. Okay. The fourth question was, are we going to choose the project we want to work on? Typically, no. Okay. And reason no, because obviously we're sourcing for this project. Okay. So, I mean, if we're sourcing for 20 people, if we're going to be 20 in the court, it's going to be difficult for us to achieve that. So, what we do typically is you tell us again a project that you like to work on, and we build the experience. We take that from everybody, and we use that in developing the kind of case studies that you get to work with. Okay, so if it's health inclined, we might infuse health in some of the case studies that you're going to be working on. We would infuse some other projects. If it's particular technology you're interested in, we would infuse it into the case study or projects that you're going to be working on. All right, so that's what we do. I'll try to you choosing the projects that you want to work on. It might be entirely difficult for you to achieve that, or for me to achieve that. So if you get a job, what happens? Correct? That's the next question. So it's a simple answer. Also, you continue with the internship. It's as simple as that. All right. So if you get a job as a data scientist, for example, what's the ideal thing to do? Have you worked on any forecasting project before, where you build a forecasting model?
No, I have not. I only worked on predictive modeling, but I think there is a similarity between prediction and forecasting. So I worked on predictive modeling, not forecasting.
Forecasting, yes. So forecasting is majorly time series, and our time series itself is also a very high demand skill. So take for example, you've never done forecasting, all right? But you're a data scientist that knows how to use traditional ML models for, learning and all that. So the internship provides you with that work experience that you need in getting a job. So it's not cast in stone, the experience that you're working in. So you can continue the internship to continue to build your expertise in the domain itself. So there's no need for you to stop. If you pay for 6 months, I mean, you can finish up to complete the 6 months. It's just like you subscribing to Netflix for a year. Days you don't watch, nothing happens. Days you watch, something happens. You enjoy yourself. That's especially the case. So I think that answers the question. Now for AI and ML, when you're talking about ML, what have you worked to supervise, unsupervised, or reinforcement? What kind of learning models do you work with?
Supervised.
Majorly supervised, yeah.
Yeah.
Like regression, classification, or what type?
Yes.
Okay.
Regression. Yeah. And
Majorly
then
regression.
some of deep learning. Yes.
Some deep learning. Okay. So majorly traditional ML. Okay. So data science is what you should go with. All right. So we have a data science track. So all you need to do is when you're trying to make Riva and Gary, you see data science experience internship. All right, so you see there, it covers quite a number of domains that you're going to be working on. All right, so some of the projects you see here. So if you're looking at getting into it, statistical analysis, data wrangling, analytical critical thinking, data storytelling, visualization, machine learning and deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision, development, and ML ops. So we're going to do all these things for you here. I'll answer the question. So if you've studied AI and ML, the best career path for you to do with us would be the data science. Okay. Makes sense? All good?
Yeah, that's
All
so
right. So what I'll say, Mary, get started as ASAP, okay? Register, secure your spot, and be part of the women that will take advantage of the discount that we're running at the moment. All right? Thank you very much. For people that might not be able to take your question, please click on the attendance form field. You're going to get an email from us. And also, if you want to book a one-on-one session, please click the link and book a one-on-one session with us. But remember, the discount is going to finish. We're going to be ending the discount on the 31st of March, the last day, because it's an International Women's Month discount. From next month, all prices will revert back to the normal price. Okay, so you want to take advantage of the discount before the discount lapses or before the desired number of people elapses. So this is what we're going to call it today. I had a wonderful time discussing with you today. And if you're looking to get it started, I would say this is the best time for you to get started. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you had a wonderful time, please give me a thumbs up. Let me see. 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 If you had a wonderful time, please give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Very much, everyone. Everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do have a wonderful weekend, and looking forward to having you on board and see how we can work together. Omoti, Omoti, I didn't get to talk to you, but anyways, I will find. I could see your reactions were consistent. Thanks a lot for the activity. Anytime I saw your hands up, I was just motivated to keep talking. All right, yeah, Omoti, take care. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Do have a good one. Cheers and bye for now.